Good morning, everybody, and welcome. This is so exciting. This is the first ever garden day. Hello, and the sun is shining here in Essex. I really hope the sun is shining where you are. The weather forecast wasn't good, but fingers crossed, it is beautiful. So this is the world's first ever virtual garden party, and it's so good to have you on board. My name's Lisa Snowden, and it's about celebrating today. It's about getting out into our green spaces, our gardens, if the weather's permitting and the Wi-Fi is permitting for you. But equally, if you're living in a flat, if you've got a balcony, if you're in your house and you're surrounded by houseplants like I have, let's celebrate it. We know how good it is for our mental health, for our well-being, to be surrounded by plants, by nature, by bird song, and now more than ever, it's been so important to have our hours walk and to get out there and just to be outside. So if you are watching on Zoom, hello, give me a wave. Let's see you. It's so good to see you. If you're on Facebook Live, hello to all of the fans of Garden Day UK on Facebook. I'd love you guys on Facebook to please come over to Zoom, because I can't see you if you're on Facebook. So if you're on Facebook, you can go to Garden Day UK, to their website, and the link to hop on to Zoom is on there, so you can do that. Equally, if you want to go on to Garden Day UK's Instagram or the Twitter, the link to get onto Zoom is in the bio. So you can do that. And remember to tag us and take pictures of your Garden Day memories and moments today. So use the Twitter or the Instagram handle at Garden Day UK with the hashtag Garden Day UK. I want to see you celebrating. You can see I'm wearing my flower crown today. Can't take credit for this actually, because the very fabulous Larry Walsh made mine. It's very professional, isn't it? And actually, I've got a spare one here from my fiance George. He doesn't know it yet, but I'm going to be crowning him very soon with this flower crown. Get him involved in the day. So we're going to have a fabulous day today. We've got some experts on hand to talk you through making your own flower crown. We've got Simon Lycett. He's going to be showing us how to do a lavish flower crown for you. As I said, lots of demonstrations. If you do want to go back and watch in the demonstrations, we'll have all of the information up on the YouTube channel. So we've got Simon Lycett, we've got the fabulous Sophie Dahl. She's going to be doing a reading from one of her books. We've got Liz Earle and Julie Collins. They're going to be showing you how to make flower crowns for your little ones in your life. And do not fear, because if you've got any furry friends, we have got Jonathan Mosley on hand to teach you how to make flower crowns for the furry fellas and animals in your life. And then we're going to be tested to our garden knowledge with Gnome Your Garden with Mr. Plant Geek. Yeah, he's going to be quizzing us later today. So there's loads of stuff all day long, but it's about us celebrating in our green spaces, getting out there and enjoying the gardens in our lives, the green spaces in our flats and our apartments. We've also got prizes today to give away. I've got some amazing prizes, but only if you're on Zoom. So if you're on Facebook Live, I can't see you. I have to be able to see you to be able to choose who I think is celebrating in the most wonderful way. So that's another incentive to come onto Zoom. So the prizes, we have got 5 National Garden gift vouchers, each of them worth £250. That's 5 of them to give away throughout the day. We've also got 4 packs of the Newt's delicious artisan cider. So it's made from 100% Somerset apples, fermented and bottled on site, and that's going to be fabulous. We've also got 2 copies of Willow Crosby's book, and that's called The Wild Journal, A Year of Nurturing Yourself Through Nature. So lots of prizes to give away today. But like I said, only if you're on Zoom, and they're only going to be available for UK residents as well. So we're going to kick off the day right now. We're going to cross over to the Newt in Somerset. We are going to be joined by Arthur Cole for 11s. There they are. Now, Arthur leads the programs of daily tours and seasonal workshops at the Newt. So if you've been lucky enough to go to the Newt, you would have perhaps seen Arthur in and amongst the grounds and the gardens, and you perhaps would have had a chat with him. Arthur's worked on gardens around the country and also in New York, and his kind of passions range from soil science to salmon fishing. So he knows his stuff. So let's talk to Arthur now and some of the team down at the Newt. So good morning, Arthur. Who have you got with you today?
Good morning, Lisa. Happy Garden Day. We're joining you here from the Arid House at the Newt in Somerset. The Arid House makes up part of our winter garden, and the gardens here are relatively new. They were put together by the mind of Patrice Taravella, who's also famous for Babylon Storen. And it's a wonderful fusion of ancient and new here. We're looking at gardening styles from the 17th century, moving right the way through to Victorian times and right into the 21st century. And one of the key leaders of realizing Patrice's vision is sitting right next to me here. So we've got Russell Rigler, who's our head of ornamental plants. And so Russell, perhaps you could give us a little insight into the work you and your team have been doing here for the last few years.
Sure. We have worked exceptionally hard to create this amazing visitor attraction and these amazing, beautiful gardens here, and we continue to do so, changing all the time. So people coming back to the Newt, they're seeing something new and exciting on each visit. But now is the time to reflect, and it's a perfect time to do that is on Garden Day. So I'm sure people are doing that at home. They've put in a lot of hard work into their gardens. In autumn, firing bulbs into the ground. And then in spring, it's really like a free gift. You know, you've forgotten that hard work, but you're seeing the beauty in front of you. And that's kind of how I'm feeling today. So we're in the winter garden here, and a lot of hard work's gone into that. Behind, in the veranda space, we've got these massive iron and oak planters, which are pretty heavy in themselves to move around. But we've put plants that are just as big and heavy within them. Some of them spiny, so we're getting some spiky leaves in our foreheads. But today it's a flower crown. So just looking back to those moments.
Brilliant. And gardens mean so much to so many different people in so many different ways. And they affect your senses in so many ways. Would you not agree?
Definitely. So if we were to walk out of the winter garden now, I might brush past one of our cardamom plants, and brush past the leaves. It releases this really kind of sweet, gingery scent. And then you're out of the glass house and you're hearing the birds, really sounding wonderful at the moment, but you're out onto the scented Victorian walk. We've got some dianthus flowering away with a really sweet, clovey scent. But at that point, you can kind of take in the whole garden and the structure that unfolds before you. So that's really appealing to your senses, this grand view across the gardens. And then you start to meander down, and you've got some more intimate spaces like the cottage garden, flowering wonderfully at the moment, and will only go from strength to strength through the summer. Then you drop down onto the Victorian terraces. We've got a wonderful, punchy, loud bulb display with tulips and wallflowers and forget-me-nots, just starting to power down now. But really looking good still. And then you divert and you're down the cascade, and you've got this trickle of water appealing to your sense of sound, really relaxing space, much more natural. And then you're in the colour gardens, each colour divided into a red room, a blue room, and a white room, each colour appealing to different moods, so or really encouraging different moods. In the blue garden, it's a much more thoughtful space. Red garden gets the pulse racing, and then the white garden's more purifying. But there's lots more to come.
Sounds like you've been doing an awful lot of work. And Garden Day is actually about sitting back and checking that hard work out now, isn't it?
It really is. There's more to come, and I mentioned the parabola, that'll be burgeoning with fruit later in the year. And Garden Day, encourages you to reflect on your garden and encourages you to do it more often. Because we're always working hard in our gardens, and it gets you in that mindset that hopefully you can repeat through the year, and the newt definitely through the year has so much more to offer.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much, Russell. I really hope that you guys can come check out Russell and his team's hard work. These gardens are constantly changing, evolving. So come and check out the blooming gardens. Thank you, Russell, for joining us. We're now going to be joined by another aspect of the garden here, and we're going to be joined by one of our produce gardeners, Will, who's joining us
Morning,
here.
guys. How are you doing? Morning, Arthur.
Good morning, Will. So I was kind of expecting a few radishes and asparagus in that flower crown, but
They were falling off, so they're on the side instead.
Fantastic. So, Will, our produce gardens are growing every day, and what are you finding that the demand is at the moment?
So, well, usually we'd be supplying both the restaurants and the farm shop on site here. Instead of the restaurants, we're now supplying the mobile newt boxes, the veg boxes. And one of our biggest demand products is actually the salad bags. So we do 200 and 100 gram salad bags, which we harvest 3 times a week. It's always a different new mix. We have an example of it in the back here in the bowl, if you can just about see that. And it tends to be, we build up a sort of a lettuce base to that, and then add in the little flavours, some interesting parts. So we'll have some pea shoots, we'll have small brassica leaves for the winter, sort of like the rockets, things like that. And try those, but if you want, after there's some lovely herbs in there.
Oh yeah.
We'll have a little bit, some of this in there. We've got some punchy things in there, we've got nasturtium leaves.
Nasturtium. I should have had this in my crown, actually.
Lots of lovely edible flowers just to bring colour to the plate, and it really is a really good way of cooking, because you can have a bag of salad like that. It's really healthy. You just need one other thing to go with it, and you've got a really quick, lovely dinner there for you. We also now start to include little sprouting seeds, so sunflowers, sweet corns, things like that really pack a punch, but really make the salad quite special. So it's ever changing, but it's worth trying.
That's really good. Thank you, Will. And we've seen a few of these things. We'll be familiar with them, but you're also growing some things that probably a lot of us wouldn't have seen. I know I haven't seen quite a few of the things that's coming out of your garden right now.
Yeah, indeed. So, well, we've got some really good stuff that everyone will recognise. So we've got the first pick of the asparagus from the kitchen garden. So it's been 3 years in the making since the crowns were planted. But at the back here, we've got some really cool stuff. So we've got, over here, we've got our flower spikes from our overwintered onions. And most people don't realise that when your onions start to bolt, if you cut these off, which you have to do anyway, so that you get a decent onion bulb, you can use these like a spring onion. So they're a really punchy spring onion, or you can use it as you would a normal onion in a risotto or the like. Fantastic flavour, fantastic smell.
Yeah, great.
Really, really punchy, and also just look beautiful to have around the house. And then at the back here, we've got a Chinese kale called on the seed packets, it's called Kailan. It's also called Chinese kale. It's a sprouting broccoli crossed with an asparagus sort of flavour. So we're going to give Arthur a little taster.
Okay,
see
so
what he thinks of them.
a first time for me for one of these. Oh, that's excellent.
All right. Hey?
Really succulent. There's a lot of water in that.
Yeah, the chefs absolutely love it. It's something that not many people have heard of, but it's worth definitely trying it. You can get it from most seed suppliers if you can get any seeds at the minute.
It's got a bit of an asparagus-y flavour to it as well.
Delicious.
Yeah, that's really good. Probably a little easier to grow than asparagus.
Yeah, a little easier, a quicker return. So those seeds were sown in sort of October last year. So really quick return there. And you can treat it like a perennial, so it can keep producing year on year.
That's great.
All right.
So, Will, what have you got coming up now? So I see you've got a little bit of Cavolo Nero there.
Yeah.
What are you guys going to be doing over the next couple of weeks in the garden?
So Cavolo Nero is a really lovely example. So this is probably the last harvest we'll get out of it. This was picked this morning from our field. And then next week I'm planning to sow some more of it for next year. So if I sow it now, this is an example from our supplier Tamar. We get lots of stuff from them, really good seed company. That we'll be sowing these next week, and then we'll be harvesting January, February next year. So it's a lovely full cycle, full annual cycle there. Harvested today and sown next week. So
great. Well, brilliant. Thank you so much, Will.
Thank you guys.
And I'm looking forward to getting tucked into these. I'm sure a lot of people are really enjoying their UK vegetables at the moment. You know, it's really important. Even, you know, now is really to put the spotlight on trying to eat organically and locally. And it's amazing what we can produce in this country. We don't just need to rely on aeroplanes to deliver it to us. So, yeah, go to your local greengrocer.
It's always incredible. You can produce an awful amount from a very small space. You don't need a field. If you've got a back garden, you can sow your own little lettuces. You can make your own salad mixes, pick them just before you eat them. You can't get better than that.
Brilliant. Thank you, Will. And after a good old munch, we probably need something to wash it down with. So I'd like to introduce our third guest here. So this is Paul Ross. He's our cider maker. And Paul has been working on his different blends of ciders, his single varieties. Paul, what's the relevancy of cider to you and to us here in the county?
Yeah, so cider is the heart of the Newt, I think, anyway. And it's all about heritage. So we are in South Somerset, which is the real heartland of cider making in the UK and perhaps in the world as well. So we've got 65 acres of traditional standard Somerset orchard, all up Somerset varieties, looking amazing right now, all in bloom. A really lovely thing to see. And all those varieties going to our beautiful Somerset ciders.
Oh, fantastic. And so we've got the heritage for cider here. We should be producing it. Can you tell us a little bit about the cider that you're producing there?
Yeah, so we are making traditional Somerset ciders with these beautiful tannic varieties, but we're doing it in a different way. So we've got a state-of-the-art modern cellar, much like a modern winery, and we're making the ciders to an impeccable standard. I hope the best ciders you've ever tasted.
I can attest to that. And in fact, I'd quite like to, at this moment, I mean, it's only right, really.
You're getting stuck in already. Okay.
Arthur, I'm going to test it too. I'm going to test it too, because I've got one here.
So, Lisa, I think we should have a toast to Garden Day, don't you?
Right, okay.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
Let's do a little plug. This is our Dabinet cider. It's a really lovely medium cider. I think you've got the same, haven't you, Lisa?
Yes, it looks delicious. I can't wait to try it.
Fantastic.
Okay, so cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, everybody, to Garden Day.
Cheers to Garden Day. Cheers, everybody.
Celebrating in style. Cheers, everybody.
Thanks very much. Oh, that's great.
That is delicious.
It's well balanced.
Yeah. So really lovely, full bittersweet cider made from that lovely Dabinet apple, which is the classic Somerset variety. So this is really a taste of Somerset. All available in our online shop now if anyone else at home wants to pick one up. So do have a go.
Oh, fantastic. And what else can we expect to be coming out of your
okay, yeah, so really exciting times at the cellar at the moment. Not only is our online shop really picking up at the moment, so we're going really flying with that now. We've got a new range coming out soon, so our fine cider range. The first of is going to come out end of next week, and it's going to be the first true rosé cider available in the UK. So watch this space for that one. We've got a couple of other really exciting ones coming out as well, but this is modern cider making at its best.
That's astounding. A rosé cider. Well, I'll cheers to that. And I think you're cheersing to that too, wherever you guys are as well. Fantastic.
To Somerset.
To Somerset. To cider, to gardens, and to horticulture all around. And
I love that.
Today, let's put our feet up, let's pour another cider, and let's appreciate those blooms in our garden. We are here at the Newt. So thanks,
Love
everybody.
that.
Cheers.
Thank you. Thank you guys so much. Oh my gosh, this is delicious. Absolutely delicious. So the good news is, thank you everybody at the Newt. Thank you, Arthur. It's been lovely chatting to you. I love your flower crowns. You're very handsome in them, I have to say. It is a good look. Something that you should wear maybe a couple of times a week. Put them into your wardrobe.
I'll put that to our uniform department.
I think you should. Cheers, everybody.
Good.
So that was amazing. I'm hungry now, but I'm definitely not thirsty because this cider is going down a treat. And the newt, I will get there one day. I really will. Actually, I want to bring my fiance in for this one because he's partly responsible for the reason that we didn't get to go there for my birthday. Come here, come on. I want to introduce you. Come down here. This is George, everybody. That's it. He can't hear anything because I've got my earpods in. Wave, there we go. So basically, we tried to book it for my birthday, or you did, but maybe you didn't give it. Did you do a little lastminute.com situation?
Maybe.
You didn't give it enough time. So it was a few days before trying to book it. So unfortunately, that's the reason why we couldn't get there. But we will, I promise you. So we'll come and say hello to you guys there very soon. Take care. Also, George, while you're here, I wanted to show you that I've actually got a flower crown for you. Got an extra one. That's made by Larry Walsh. And look at that. His and hers flower crowns. See, now you're looking as dapper and as seasonal and in perfect garden day spirit to celebrate the rest of the day. Happy?
Very. Thrilled.
Thank you for that. Okay, so the good news is, Arthur, have you got anybody else to talk to there? Is there anybody else that you're bringing in?
Oh, no, we've exhausted our supply of gardeners at the moment. They're all out putting their feet up and drinking some of Paul's cider.
Okay, that makes sense, as it should be. Well, thank you so much. We'll see you very soon.
Thank you. As we fade out, perhaps I'll show you a little bit of what we're surrounded in here.
Oh, it looks beautiful. Look at that.
So we're going into the jungle now.
Take us to the jungle.
All
I
right.
love it. Oh, we've lost the connection. Maybe. The jungle. There's no Wi-Fi in the jungle.
And we're looking at things that come from a much wetter environment. A bird of paradise sticking out. Now, that bird of paradise is the largest bird of paradise species. They're really cool, and they come from South Africa. So those are the kind of gatekeepers that look at, that kind of guard the gates into the Arid House. And then as we move around, you'll see these extraordinary guys. These are New Zealand tree ferns. And the New Zealand tree ferns come from South Island, New Zealand, and they make up forests there. We've got these really established ancient tree fern forests. Tree ferns are really old. They've been around since dinosaurs. And now, if you go to South Island, New Zealand, you'll come across these jungles, and you'll come across the paths that are made by penguins that move through them. And Russell alluded to very briefly about these structures of oak and steel. Now, these are the Versailles planters. Versailles planters, so called because Louis XIV had these things made for him that he could put his fruit trees in, his orange trees in, and you can then move them by lifting them up. So it means you can move around established trees without damaging the roots. Now we've got a cycad in here. Again, cycads are living fossils. These guys have been around since before the Tyrannosaurus Rex. And it's very difficult to tell how old they are, but this is well over 300 years old by my estimations. And then Russell also said he steps past the cardamom pods and comes out to so there we are. This is our fragrant Victorian garden here, and it just gives you a slight sense of the topography of the site, how we've lined it up. And so we've got this is all a Victorian bedding scheme here. So actually the intensity, you know, Russell spoke about how much hard work goes on, but and today is about, you know, sitting back and celebrating that hard work. But these are so intensive. We change this whole bedding scheme over twice a year, and everything gets hoiked out and goes off to compost, and the new guys come in and they sit there ready to do their bit. So these will all change twice a year, and you get this extraordinary hit of color going on. And then I'm just going to walk along this terrace here. You can see the cottage garden in the background.
Lisa, I'm so sorry that you didn't manage to come and get this. You will, you will.
I will, I will, I will.
We're coming almost into one of the most extraordinary parts now. Now, Russell said that we walk, after you've been through the Victorian Fragrance Garden, you walk down the terracing and the cascades. Well, here are the ponds that lead into each other down here. And we've got newts and various different aquatics and marginal plants in there. And all around us, we've got this explosion of color going on. Now, these beds are going to look extraordinary. They look extraordinary. They start getting going in April and they go all the way through into late September. They're amazing different form, color. We've got storytelling going on in here in terms of a very famous gardener who was here before us, Penelope Hobhouse. We've got some of her varieties that are coming in here, these Regersias. And then we've got our friends, the amphibians.
Ah, there we go. Oh, it looks so fabulous there. I can't wait. For those of you who've already been to the Newton Somerset, I am very envious. And we're going to start trying to get that booked really soon. You just cut out then a little bit, Arthur.
Oh, I beg your pardon.
We're running out of Wi-Fi. No, it's absolutely fine. I think it's just sometimes, maybe it's the Wi-Fi, but sometimes when you're moving, it goes a little bit funny. But oh my goodness, I'm green with envy. And I can't wait to come and visit you there. It's absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much for all of your...
Well, bless you, Lisa. Thank you.
Thank you for showing
thanks everybody who's tuned in. We're really looking forward to sharing the gardens with you guys again. It's been a trying time, but look, those trying times are going to pass, and these gardens, you're going to be able to come and get involved in these gardens. And these gardens aren't just for a season. They're not just for a year. These gardens have been put in, designed. These gardens are going to last for hundreds of years. So don't worry, everyone's going to get a chance to come and check these out.
Brilliant. Thank you. Take good care and have fun celebrating Garden Day. Lots of love. Bye. Oh my goodness. Doesn't it look stunning there? Absolutely beautiful. So do you know what? The good news is, yes, we've been toasting with cider, but I have got 4 packs of this delicious artisan cider from the Newt to give away to you. So I've had a little look at some of you celebrating, and I've chosen some people. So first of all, I'd like to highlight Colleen. Let's see, is it Colleen MacGyver? There you are, Colleen. Hello. Happy Garden Day. You look fabulous. Are you in the UK? She's in the UK. That means that you can, one case of cider is coming to you from the Newton Somerset. The flower crown is fantastic. Your garden looks very exotic, I have to say. But congratulations. Thank you for celebrating Garden Day in style. You've won yourself some cider. It's delicious. Next winner. Hello, Dad. That's my dad. Hi, Dad. I just wanted to say hi to you. Hello. You need to put the camera so they can see the garden, because you've got a lovely garden. Anyway, next time we go to you, thank you for tuning in. You haven't won any cider, but I'll save you some. Lots of love. King, who have we got here? We have, hopefully this little lady who is looking gorgeous in her flower crown is, who do we have here? I'm just trying to work that out. I can't see your name for some reason. Oh, are you Pat? Are you Pat? Is that Pat? Hello, me? Pat. Yes, you. Hello, darling. You look stunning. Your flower crown is amazing. Did you make that yourself?
Yes.
It's stunning. Do you like cider?
Oh, I could. Yes.
Well, I think you will. I think you'll like this one from the New. You are another winner of a little packet of the Newt cider that's going to be coming to you very shortly, because you are looking fabulous celebrating Garden Day in style. Mwah. Thank you, sweetie. We've got another winner. I want to highlight King Neil. King Neil has got a flower crown on. Oh no! First of all, we're going to go to Vicky. Vicky Talia, getting stuck into your food.
Oh,
Hello, Vic. How are
hello.
you?
We're eating breakfast.
Oh, you know what?
Fine, thank you. Just having breakfast.
You look great in your flower crown. I wanted to say that you've won some cider from the Newt because you look fabulous. Hi.
Oh,
who else is in
fantastic.
the garden? Hello.
This is my
What's
daughter.
your name? Hello, darling.
I'm
That's
Talia.
Hello, girls. Happy Garden Day. Are you having a wonderful day?
She'll drink the cider.
I love cider.
Well, you've won some cider, so congratulations, and it's delicious.
Yeah,
So
very
all you
nice
need.
day.
Oh, now we've got Karen Cooper. Hello, Karen.
Hello.
Hi. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
Happy Garden Day
Sorry.
surprise.
Thank you. This is a surprise. I'm absolutely delighted.
Yeah, you've won some cider again because you look wonderful and you are
Wow.
celebrating in style with your
Yes.
flower crown, which is quite special. It's got beautiful silver leaves in it too.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I've really enjoyed listening to everything. I can't wait to go to the Newt because I live in Wiltshire, which is not so far away. It'll take me about 45 minutes.
You've got time for the next show.
You lucky lady. Oh my gosh. Yes. So get booking, because as you saw with George, my fiance, he left it to the last minute and there wasn't any rooms available. So plan it ahead, get
I've got to
organised.
say, Babylon Storen in South Africa, which is their other place, is fantastic too.
Yeah, and my dad's been there too, actually. I
I've
should have
been there.
chatted to him about that. Yeah, he said it's
Yeah.
absolutely stunning. So life out of lockdown, we're all fantasizing about where
Yeah.
we're going to go, who we're going to see and what we're going to do, which is very exciting. But in the meantime, we were celebrating our green spaces, which we all know is so good for our well-being, you know, getting outside, hearing the bird song, you know, even if I'm having a really stressful day, I'll just take a little walk outside, plant my feet in the grass, you know, barefoot, and just ground myself, and it just feels so amazing. And I think that we're going to actually join Simon Lycett now. I mean, why not? He's a fabulous florist. He is always in his little beautiful patch of paradise in his garden in London. And I want to tell you, there he is. I want to tell you a little bit about Simon. Look at him. He looks fabulous. That garden is stunning. So Simon, basically, I'm just going to give your story to everybody. I mean, I'm sure they know who you are, but you're going to burst onto the scene in 1993 when you were asked to do the flowers for the amazing Richard Curtis film For Weddings and a Funeral. That was your kind of that was your sort of huge kind of main foray into the world of fame. And then since then, you've just been in high demand. I mean, weddings, magical parties, films, TV commercials, there's nothing you haven't done. And I'm just going to name drop some of your celebrity clients because I feel like I can. Can I do that? Just name drop them. So we've got Elton John, we've got Sir Ringo Starr, we've got the Princess of Wales, the Duchess of Cornwall, David and Victoria Beckham. I mean, there's nobody that you haven't done flowers for. We've even worked together in the past, haven't we, darling? Yes, we have. And I'm so excited to join you today, for you to join us to show us how to make a lavish flower crown.
Well,
have you seen some of the flower crowns? How impressive have they been?
I just love the fact that everybody's taking so much trouble and creating such gorgeous things. And actually, you don't need to be limited by any ability. What I'm going to show you is if you want to create the Rolls Royce of flower crowns. But to be honest, everybody out there is making gorgeous things. So well done, everybody. You are fabulous Garden Day ambassadors, every one of you, because it's been joyous to see what's going on.
It really has. So how do we start then, Simon, for the real?
We need to start off to create something that's going to be the basis on our head. So I like to use flexible branches. This is olive from my garden. And because I've got quite a large head, I'm going to twist it around a few times, and I'm using florist's stub wires to secure everything in position. You can use twine, string, wool, any of those things will work. And you can go online. If this is something that you want to do a bit more of at another time, you'll be able to go online and find all sorts of craft supplies and florist supplies to get really busy once you know a few techniques. So we make a long branch that then we bind around our head, and then you make a note of where it fits, and then you just fold those in on themselves so that you're basically forming a sort of Nero Roman Emperor's chaplet. And this would almost do, you know, I mean, it couldn't be simpler than that. And that becomes your base. And then how you dress it up is really up to you and on the flowers that you've got. And if we haven't all got flowers, because not everybody, this is a tiny, tiny London garden that I'm talking to you all from. And I grow everything in pots, but I've also been getting inundated with stuff from mail order. And so I've been making myself a few little flowery moments for those of us that don't have a garden or don't have access. How do you fancy a bubble wrap bloom?
Fun. That's a really good idea.
Well, just raid your recycling bin, because otherwise these are some leaves that I just cut out, and I've just used some florist wire to create these things. I made some out of bits of old newspaper. I had a book that had fallen apart. And there are lots of ways. This was something that some avocados had been packed in. And I thought, actually, if we haven't all got a garden, there is no reason why we can't take part in Garden Day and just celebrate the joy of flowers, the joy of spending a bit of time being creative. And so the other tip, and I love this one, and this is just some little squares of tissue paper that something was wrapped in that I was sent. And I've made some little flowers with some wire. And I thought that would work as an interim crown during my crown creation, because I can't speak to you naked of head, can I, Lisa?
Absolutely not. I mean, it would be rude, quite frankly. But how effective are the little tissue paper flowers? They look so pretty. You're so clever though, aren't you? And good inspiration with the bubble wrap, and because we're all, you know, we've all got recycling at the moment, haven't we? And, you know, little bits and pieces, and, you know, it's just about being creative and just sort of thinking outside the box, really.
And there's so much stuff around that I think it's really frustrating. We can all make something gorgeous if we've got gorgeous things, but actually it's very easy to create something really quite simple. So look around you and see the bits and pieces of plant material that are there and be inspired by them. So now I'm starting to add flowers to my crown, and I'm using, this is a paper covered wire that comes on a little reel like this, but you can use garden twine or string. And so I'm binding the flowers around, and they're onto the outside edge of the ring. And then as I go, I just snip off those stems, and then the next one will go on and I bind round. You don't need to pull tight or it will act like a cheese cutter and behead the flower. And tuck in some little sprigs of foliage as you go. And really, you can be as dramatic and elaborate and put in as big a piece as you want. This is lovely lilac, beautiful British lilac that's just in season. And in actual fact, all the flowers I'm using today are British grown.
Beautiful. I've got lilac in my garden. I've got some of that beautiful purple one, and I've also got a white one, which is kind of nestled into where the ceanothus is. So those kind of colours together just look so beautiful.
And I was loving that little cheeky combination.
Yes. Nice, vibrant. So Simon, if we were to make a flower crown, how long will it last? How do we keep it as fresh as possible if we're using fresh flowers, freshly cut flowers?
Well, if you give your flowers a really good drink beforehand, which we florists call conditioning, so we give the flowers we're using a drink for probably, if you can, for 24 hours. Once you pick them from the garden, cut them and put them in water. Things like lilac and things like of your soft foliage like this, which is lovely, lovely Guelder rose. This will go a little bit soft and floppy in water, So when you pick it from your garden, cut the stem on an angle and then split up your stem and then plunge that into boiling water, just about that much of boiling water in the bottom of a bucket. Protect the flowers from steam with some newspaper. Leave it overnight, and then the next day it will have really perked up, and it really hydrates all the plant material, which is what then gives you longevity. So that once you've created your design, you'll then be able to use a water sprayer like you use for ironing, wrap it in some newspaper and polythene, and you can almost make yourself a little, like a plastic lunchbox that you'd keep a salad in, like a large version of that. Sit it on some damp tissue, cover it in a bin liner so that it's totally sealed. And it's so cool, but not the fridge.
And how long would that last then? How fresh can that keep for how long?
If we're doing, I mean, this is exactly the technique I would use for creating flowers for weddings and parties and dinners. And generally speaking, it would last, you would make it the day before for the day after, or you'd make it in the morning to be worn that afternoon or evening. So it would last a few hours.
Because I want this to last as long as possible. So I'm just trying to get, I'm like, what do I do? How do I keep it fresh? I'll just give it a good old spritz and just, like you say, just keep it in that sort of, I don't know, put the bin liner and do all that just to keep it kind of moist and hydrated.
And the joy of a lot of these flower crowns is that actually you can hang them up and they look beautiful as a wreath, and they will dry beautifully hung up. So there can be life after garden day. You can get more enjoyment from them.
And dried flowers, equally as beautiful, and obviously that would last, well, forever pretty much, wouldn't it?
Dried flowers are lovely. They can be a bit brittle. So if you just hold them in the steam of a kettle carefully, but just let the flowers steam. If you're working with children, just supervise them. But it's a way of just slightly rehydrating the brittle flowers, and then that makes them a little bit easier to work with.
Great. So that is looking rather beautiful, that flower crown there. It's going to be a very lavish one, isn't it? I mean, we're going for it here.
We're definitely going.
This is definitely not subtle. This is like full steam ahead.
Lisa, you know me, I don't do subtle.
No, definitely not. So can we go back to the beginning? Like, where did your love of the garden and flowers and plants come from, Simon? How old were you?
I was 7. At the age of 7, I went to a local flower show in Warwick, where I was born and brought up, where my mum and dad still live. And I was just mesmerised by the town flower show. And ever since I was 7, I've always wanted to work with flowers. And I think there's more and more research lately saying how good it is for our mental health, for our well-being, to be amongst flower and plant material. And I mean, I've known for all my life, since the age of 7, that working with flowers is what I want to do. And it's my safe space. Certainly during lockdown, being here in my garden has been my total refuge.
Yeah, I agree. And I was just saying to one of the lovely ladies that I was talking to before that there is scientific proof saying that florists and landscape gardeners and people that work with flowers and plants are some of the happiest in their professions. And it makes absolute sense, because it's just that sense of well-being and that hearing the bird song and just, you know, nurturing, having your baby plants, even if you've got like a balcony or a window box. It's like having those plants that you nurture, that you take care of, and it's that connection with them that I think is really special. And I think that's why everybody that's on here today is watching, because they know that resonates with them, and that's why Garden Day is so important to us all.
And I've been quite busy on my Instagram, just trying each day to post so that those people that, as you say, don't have a garden, don't have rolling acres, if you've got a windowsill, if you've got a fire escape or a balcony, even if you just have a front doorstep, you can have a pot of plants, you can grow pea shoots to eat on your windowsill indoors, you can have a hanging basket with a tumbling tomato plant in it. There's loads of ways. We may not all have gardens, but we can definitely all grow.
Yeah, and also just having house plants as well, like that. I love, I mean, as you can see, I've got my house plants in here in this conservatory, and I love it. Like, it's my haven. You know, I love watering them. I love, it's just, you know, so you don't need to even have, you know, like an outside space, like you said, you know, like your doorstep, your window boxes, but even your living room. Surround yourself with gorgeous house plants. And where can we buy plants at the moment? Are any supermarkets still selling plants?
Some of the supermarkets are selling plants, and there are also lots and lots of the UK nurseries are really struggling, the growers now, because this is their busy time. We'd normally all be out in the garden centres being tempted to buy things. And also Chelsea Flower Show and all those shows that would be up and coming means that there's a whole surplus of plants around, and at the moment nobody is buying. So British nurseries are really, really struggling. So one or two of the newspapers have had some really good coverage on where you can go to different mail order nurseries that will supply you with plants. So even if you're totally inside isolating at home and you need to have a little bit of green in your life, there are definitely companies out there that can deliver. I think the delivery is a bit of a challenge at the moment.
So slightly longer delivery time. You'd have to be patient, but they're available, but you can order.
And with plants, I think it's always a bit dicey because the transporting of plants in a box through the post is always a bit of a risk. So I appeal to people to just be a little bit more lenient and a little bit kinder with the nurseries, because things will take a bit longer to arrive. So when you get your delivery of your plucked plants or whatever, get them out of the packaging as soon as you can. Give them a really, really good drink. Let them have some fresh air. Give them a drink. And then just give them a bit of TLC, because I think at the moment it's what all of us need, is a little bit of a cuddle. Bit of a floral hug.
Yes, we do. Absolutely do. So what other flowers have you got there that you're adding? Talk us through, because it's just looking so beautiful.
It's a riot of all my favourite things. So I'm going from marigolds here, which are these lovely bright ones. So you can sow the seeds for these now. So if you've got a pot, if you've got a bucket, an old welly boot with a hole in it, put some compost in it and get some seeds. Things like these marigolds, the pot marigolds, these will grow very easily now. There's still time to sow seeds for those. The same with these lovely cornflowers.
Oh, they're such a beautiful colour, aren't they? Oh.
Nigella, again, Love in a Mist, which will absolutely, that will self-seed all around your garden, so you don't know what to do with it. So there are quite a few flowers. Cosmos, people can still be planting seeds for. So there's plenty of lovely, lovely flowers that you can still have growing in your garden, and they don't all need big gardens. I grow everything in my garden in a pot, apart from my salad leaves, which I grow in a little raised bed.
Delicious. Absolutely delicious. And are you putting anything fragrant into that crown? Are there any? Yes, that's a nod. That's confirmed, of course. It's going to be, but I mean, like, sorry, more herbs and
lovely scented geraniums going in
that's
here.
Okay,
lovely,
wonderful.
Fragrant pelargonium. Now this is so good, it's so calming for us. So this is a really good thing to grow in a pot. You can grow it from a cutting. You can make a delicious tea from it, which is really calming and good for our immunity. And then I've got some sprigs of lovely mint.
Oh, gorgeous. And you make the tea with the leaves, don't you?
You
Yummy.
make with the leaves, And you can also grow mint and geranium from cuttings with real ease, again, at this time of the year. You don't need any specialist equipment. I don't have a greenhouse, I just have a windowsill and I have a shed. And that is all the space that I have to grow in. So now this is a little technique just to add a bit of height to my crown. So some of my stems I've mounted onto some florist stub wire. And what I'm going to do is I will take some pictures of this and pop it up later on my Insta feed so that, and I can send it so that Garden Day can have it up on theirs too, because it's quite a useful technique. So I've used quite robust florist stub wires. And then I take this is a lovely foxglove. These are gorgeous, but if you're doing this with children, just be aware foxgloves are quite toxic. So you need to just supervise them working with those. So I've mounted that onto a wire, basically using a big old hairpin. And then that allows me to insert it in an upright manner. The wires come round and then I just bend them in on themselves. So that gives me just a little bit more height. I wanted a slight element of tiara to my crown. It won't surprise you at all.
Drama, we want drama, that's what we want. And that's what we're expecting. So the higher the better, please. I want a huge tiara crown.
Exactly.
And I absolutely do. This is so exciting. I love this. You're making it really quickly. This would take me all day, I think, because you are such a pro. Your nimble fingers working very fast.
Well, I've prepped as much as I can. Some of the flower heads that I was using, I had pre-wired. And again, I'll do a little piece on that on Insta so that people can see the details. And I'm creating some things that's a bit fun. It's got a bit of height to it, got a bit of drama, and it's really trying to inspire people to not think, oh, I need to have roses and orchids, I need to have lilies and ranunculus, I need what Simon's got. You don't. You can just find a whole host of really whatever lovely things are to hand, and just have fun. It's about having fun and enjoying and celebrating being amongst gorgeous natural plant material.
Here, that is what it's all about. It is fabulous, Simon, I have to say. Very, very beautiful.
Well,
and is the sun going to stay where you are, do you think? How are the clouds? What's it looking like?
It was a bit windy earlier on, and yesterday it was boiling hot, no wind, and today we've been lucky. It's much sunnier than they said it would be, so I'm very happy. And to be honest, I holiday in Scotland, so I'm used to whatever the weather is. It doesn't really bother me. And the garden.
And then you don't need to have sunshine to be in your garden, do you? That's the thing. You really don't. You can come rain or shine, get out there in your green spaces or go to parks or get to the woods or wherever you can get to. So how will you be celebrating Garden Day? Are you going to have something ice cold from the fridge perhaps, or are you putting the kettle on?
The kettle is already going to be on, and I'm going to have a scented geranium tea.
Ooh.
And I am definitely, the barbecue is going to be fired up later. And there's a very delicious piece of lamb and some British asparagus going to be on that.
Ooh, glass of rosé or a white wine?
I think a glass of rosé and probably some bubbles.
Oh, wonderful.
What
Make
about
sure.
you?
Oh yeah, I'm going to have a glass of champagne. Absolutely. I want to toast Garden Day, so I think I want to encourage everybody to get the bubbles out towards the end of today. Definitely, like I have a big, huge toast, all of us together to celebrate this first ever virtual garden party that's taking place around the world. I know people are tuning in from all over. I want just to tell people to please put your cameras on. Don't be shy. Because we want to see you. This is what Garden Day is all about. We want to celebrate with you. We want to see you in your spaces, whether it's inside, outside, with your flower crowns on, just whatever you're doing, whether you're having tea, champagne, we want to see you. So put on your cameras. And also, I've got amazing prizes to give away, remember. So you can't win a prize unless I see you. So please turn on your cameras. George, come into shot. I'm going to bring my fiance back in. He's quite camera shy, but if he's going to be on camera, in his flower crown, then everybody can do it. There he is.
Hi, George.
I'm going to give you an earpiece so you can hear what's going on.
No way.
There we go. Say
Hi,
hello to everyone.
George. How are you?
Hello. Very well, yourself?
I'm marvellous. Thank you very much. Is she looking after you?
I think it's the other way around.
Rubbish. Do not believe him.
Teamwork.
Yeah, it's teamwork. Exactly. Simon, show George your amazing flower crown. He's
All about teamwork. And
Look
there
at
you
this.
are, guys. So
Wow.
there we are.
Oh my goodness. We haven't got a big enough camera to fit you in. That's incredible.
That's phenomenal.
I mean, I wanted lavish and you haven't disappointed, have you, darling? That is so cool. Love it. So you take pictures today of you like barbecuing with your flower crown on.
Definitely. I don't think I'm ever going to take it off, to be honest.
Please don't. Please don't. Just keep spritzing and just as long as it lasts, keep it on. It
And
looks
I can't wait to see everybody that's going to be creating their own. I want to see all that you're creating. I want to see your floral fabulousness. Please post it onto Garden Day UK with the hashtag, and then we will all be able to see what you're sharing, you're wearing.
Absolutely. That's what I said. Put your cameras on, guys. If you're watching on Facebook Live, that's great because I know that you're fans of Garden Day UK, but come on over to Zoom. Get your cameras on. You'll all be muted in the chat because otherwise there's lots of you. It could be quite noisy. But Simon wants to see your crowns. I want to see your crowns. We want to see where you're celebrating today. So hop on to Zoom. Oh, here we go. Hello, Colleen. There you are. Looking fabulous. Oh my gosh, look at that pink wall is great as well. I think, Simon, I don't know if you can see that, your amazing crown. Hi, there we go, looking beautiful.
Hello.
Hello.
Gorgeous. How are you?
You've just got the seal of approval, Tara, from Simon.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, lovely. Thank you. And here's some Devon cider. Cheers.
Ooh. Good girl. Who else do we have here? We've got Lindsay. There she is.
Other side of it, beautiful.
Wasn't it stunning? Absolutely stunning. Some brilliant inspiration there. There's lots of wonderful ladies. Simon. Oh, hello, Jade.
Hello.
Hi, Jade. We haven't spoken to you yet. Where are you? Where are you in the world? Are you in the UK?
No, I'm in Cape Town.
Oh, you're in Cape Town.
Yes, and we're in a very strict lockdown, so I had to use plastic flowers, but I brought all my plants inside, so I'm kind of enjoying the outside inside.
It's beautiful. Absolutely. That is the right thing to do. You've made such a beautiful space. That looks lovely to be surrounded by all those plants. And you know what? We're all doing the best we can as far as like having fresh flowers or, you know, using the plastic flowers. I think that looked great, Jade. So thank you so much. Thanks. Hello. Hi. Hello,
Hi.
Petro. How are you? Welcome.
Hi.
Happy Garden Day.
You're welcome. Oh, thanks. Same to you. I love my garden.
Good. And you're lucky enough to have one.
Yes, I do. I'm very lucky. I've got quite a big garden. I live in Carltonville in South Africa, and I've got quite a big garden, and I love it.
And the flower ground is beautiful too, isn't it, Simon?
Gorgeous.
Thanks very much.
Very beautiful. Hello.
Oh, thanks.
Hello.
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 I'm trying to find you on here. This is me trying to scroll through. Amanda.
I'm Amanda.
Welcome,
Hi.
Amanda.
Hello.
How are you doing? Happy Garden Day.
Hello, I made this in the freezing cold this morning. It is so cold in Northamptonshire, so I've had to come into my really grotty office to have a grotty background. So sorry it's not a garden, but it's lovely. It's so much fun. I'm going to be here all day.
Good, because there's so many great things coming up. You know, there's some experts in all areas of plants, and we've got a delicious a recipe coming up, a garden salad, and we've got a quiz coming up later. So it's a really varied afternoon.
And I have posted a picture of my dog, me and my doggies in their floral crowns as well. I made some this morning, so I'll try and bring it up quickly on my phone if you.
Yeah, please do.
Seconds. Let me just see if I can get one up for you.
Yeah, I'd love to see that. And have you added that on Instagram and on Twitter?
I have, yes.
At Garden Day UK with the hashtag.
It's not a big picture. I don't know whether you can.
That's all right.
Let's
have a look. Oh, we've missed the picture. Let's go back to Amanda. If we can go back to Amanda quickly to see the photo of the. We'll get to you soon. Oops. Oh gosh, she's gone.
Oh.
Sorry about that.
Okay.
We are speeding on through with these ladies, all in their amazing flower crowns. Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Happy Flower Day. Happy Garden Day. What's your name? I'm looking for you on here.
I'm Catherine, and my flower crown is made from dried flowers.
Ooh.
So I work for the British Academy of Floral Art, who are up next, and we've been making them with our students. So I made this one from dried hydrangeas last week, which means it lasts and lasts. So
it's very pretty, I have to say. It's quite delicate though. You have to be really careful with it, I imagine.
Yes, they do. The dried flowers are a bit brittle, so they do tend to fall off. But I've had to come into my workshop because it's too windy in my garden to stay in my garden. It all get blown off. So
it would have just blown away. So you know Julie Collins, who's coming up soon?
I do. I work for her.
Right.
So.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, she's going to be doing a demonstration with Liz Earle, and that's going to be teaching us how to make flower crowns for our little ones in our life. So it's very exciting. We're going to be making them for the pets in our world as well. So we've got a whole range of different flower crowns coming up really, really soon. In fact, I think we're going to be going to Julie and Liz next. But we've still got time to see some more of you gorgeous ladies and guys. I mean, we've already had a chap in his fabulous flower crown. He had leaves. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Welcome to Garden Day. How are you celebrating?
I've just made Venus fingers and coffee cake, and we're going to have tea in the garden.
That sounds fantastic. And you've got your flower crown on, it's looking beautiful.
Yeah, I'm in Burnham-on-Sea, so it's rather windy here.
But you're still outside, and I like that.
Oh, yes.
I like that. Put a little jumper on about being outside and celebrating our green spaces. Thank you so much. How fun is this, though? Oh, another one. Hello. Hi. Hello, hello. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Hello.
Hi.
What's your name?
My name's actually Amanda, but it shows up here because I'm on my daughter's phone, PC, and I'm tuning in from Port Elizabeth, South Africa.
Fantastic. I love South Africa. It's beautiful. I can't wait to get back there.
Yes, please do come and visit.
And how is your? Talk us through your flower crown. Yes.
We've got very strict lockdown at the moment, and also a lot of water restrictions. Our gardens are very much indigenous, which are more sort of succulents, etc. at the moment. But this flower crown, my daughter's 23 years old, and I made this for her mazurka dance when she did ballet when she was about 9 years old. So I just got it out of the cupboard today, and it's come into good stead.
Oh, it's still in good condition. It looks great.
Yes, I think so too.
Oh, well done, Amanda. It's lovely to talk to you. Enjoy South Africa and enjoy the rest of the day. Hello, good morning. Hi, Charlie. Hi, Charlie.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, are you talking to me?
I'm talking to you, Charlie.
Hi.
Hi. It's sometimes a bit of a shock, isn't it?
Mine's not finished yet. I just thought I'd put it on and see if it looked okay.
It does look okay. It looks really pretty. Let's just ask Simon, because we're going to say goodbye to Simon really soon. I just wanted to have Simon's approval and say a big thank you and a goodbye to him. Darling Simon, all of the
Thank
ladies and the
you.
guys, they've made such an effort, haven't they? Do they get the seal of approval? They do, right?
You all get the seal of approval. To be honest, it's just joyous to see so many of you making such gorgeous things. Thank you, thank you. Take care, all of you. Keep safe. Happy Garden Day.
Thank you, Simon. Amazing. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Oh my gosh. Flower crown envy I have right there. That drama and that height is just so fabulous. Thank you, Simon. Gosh, so we're going to take a little break right now, but coming up really soon, we have got Liz Earle and Julie Collins. They're going to be making flower crowns for your little ones. Remember, if you're on Facebook Live, come on over to Zoom. We want to see you. That way we can celebrate together and you can win some prizes. See you soon. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. Welcome to Garden Day. This is the first ever virtual garden party. If you're just tuning in now, welcome. If you're on Facebook Live and you're fans of Garden Day UK, then hello. Please come over to Zoom. We'd love to see you, because that way you can come onto Zoom, you can put your camera on, we can see each other, and we can have a big celebration, because that is what today is all about. It's the first virtual garden party that's ever taken place, and we want to see you. And that way I can give you a prize, because I've got some amazing prizes. Let me just tell you, we've already given away some cider from the Newt to 5 different people actually, and then we still have 5 National Garden gift vouchers, all worth £250. That is a lot of money to give away, that you can redeem at your favourite garden centre. And we also have a wonderful book as well, The Wild Journal, A Year of Nurturing Yourself Through Nature by Willow Crosley. So we want to be able to give you these prizes, and we want to see you here on Zoom. So if you want to go to the website, gardendayuk.co.uk, you can check the link to come on to Zoom. Equally, Garden Day on Twitter, Garden Day UK on Twitter or on Instagram, the link is in the bio. So we're going to join Liz Earle and Julie Collins very, very shortly, and they're going to be doing a beautiful flower crown craft lesson for your little ones in your life. But I just wanted to talk you through an app that I found, which I absolutely love. So I am green-fingered, kind of. I mean, George is better than me, my other half. I'm learning, and I'm loving the journey that I'm on with learning and nurturing the plants, but I'm not very good at the names of everything. So this app that I found is called Candide, and it's CANDIDE. And basically it's amazing. So you just take a picture and it does plant recognition. It's like face recognition, but for plants, flowers, shrubs. It's incredible. So I'd recommend you do that. But now we're going to move over to 2 amazing ladies. Firstly, Liz Earle, who has been a respected and award-winning authority in the world of beauty, natural nutrition and well-being for nearly 30 years. It's hard to believe it's 30 years. She's been sharing her knowledge as a researcher, a writer and a broadcaster. And Liz is also a best-selling author with more than 30 books on looking good and feeling great. And we have Julie Collins, who is a British master florist and co-founder of the award-winning British Academy of Floral Arts in Exeter, and Craft of Floristry to anyone and everyone, from complete beginners to advanced florists. So Julie has launched countless of floristry careers and now teaches demonstrations around the world with the Academy's expert team. So Julie is going to talk Liz through the steps of how to make a flower crown. Good morning, Julie. Hello, sweetie. Welcome. Happy Garden Day.
And you. Happy Garden Day. Isn't it gorgeous?
Such a fantastic celebration. Do you still have sunshine?
We have. It's absolutely hot out there. Really, really hot. So I've had to shut the door though, because everyone seems to be, doing all their gardening, very noisy. I don't know the next hedge. I don't think there's anything left of it every day.
Like, I'm going to be talking soon. You have to get that hedge finished, please. Yeah. I was worried about that too. The grass cutters, the lawnmowers, it's all happening today. And gorgeous Liz Earle, hello, darling.
Hi,
welcome. Happy Garden Day.
Happy Garden Day. Don't you look a picture? What a princess.
Thank you so much. I know Larry Walsh gave me my crown. I totally cheated. It's such a wonderful day, isn't it?
Just lovely. Really,
it really
is.
Good.
I've enjoyed it so much so far. I'm a bit nervous about having to follow Simon. Not sure that my floristry skills, quite up to it.
Did you see how quickly he was doing it? He was multitasking, which I didn't think men could do. He was talking and making. Sorry, no offense to the men out there watching.
Star. And Julie's going to talk me through it as well, so I'm
yes.
in good hands.
So Julie, what are we starting with? Talk us through.
Okay, so I've got a really simple crown to make. We're going to just use trailing ivy. I was thinking of things that people could get hold of if they haven't got a lot in their garden, because not everyone's got big gardens at the moment. So I thought most people, if they're going out for their daily stroll, might be able to find some ivy.
Yep, I've got mine.
Yeah, you've got some trailing ivy there, Liz. So
isn't it?
Okay, so what we need to do, this is based for children to do because it'll be quite simple, hopefully, and step by step. So what we need to do first of all is if you can take, just maybe half of that, I think. Yeah, go for two strains. Yeah, as long as they're long.
Does ivy grow all year round? Because I tend to be able to see it on my farm kind of every time. I mean,
this stuff is brilliant, isn't it? This is always there. You get certain times of the year when you get beautiful berries on there, but this trailing ivy, it's just unusual as trailing ivy. Whenever you want it, you can't find it. Whenever you don't want it,
it's everywhere. I know. I have it everywhere in my garden. I do love it though. I do love it all over the kind of. It's on one side of my fence. Maybe I'll try and take some pictures and show you it. But it is really beautiful.
It's brilliant at Christmas time, just to drape around, it gives you an instant bit of greenery. Anyway, so what we need to do is, because we've only got half an hour, or no, 20 minutes. So we need to, I'm going to take this off. We need to just wrap this around your head a second, just so that you can feel you've got the right size. Make sure it's comfortable, not too tight, because it can go a bit smaller every time you wrap something around. Then take it off.
Yeah.
You've got your circle. You can see that, okay?
Yeah, got my circle.
Yeah, great. And then with the little bit of the ends that are there, can you just sort of start weaving them through the circle? So what that's doing is just binding it in. Yeah, that's.
I've never done that before.
I was going to ask you, Liz, have you ever tried your hand at anything like this before?
Not like this. I mean, I like doing things for the table. I have an arrangement always in my hall, which is kind of like my thing that I do every week. And I often put that on Instagram because it's just kind of my kind of Sunday therapy, if you like. And then if I have a dinner party or whatever, then I'll do special things for the table, but not actually to wear. This is really fun.
So when we've done one, we've got to keep adding a few in. So if you take another end and just hold it up against the ring and then just feed it through. So we're just winding it round and round and round. And what that's doing is creating a braid.
Yeah.
That's it. Just keep going. And just make sure that there's a bit. Is that going to fit your head, Liz? Oh, no. Hold it together. Hold the two ends together. And bring it tight so it's the size of your head again.
Okay.
And then.
I was pinging out. Yes, that's the size of my head.
Yeah, now wrap it around. So the wrapping round will start holding those two ends together. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And just, I think, how many bits have I got? Just as many as you got there.
Okay. Yeah, I might add another bit in.
And if you've got a problem,
isn't it? Which is good.
It's quick. If you get a problem with it, then you need to get some string and just bind it together. Just.
Yeah, no, that seems to be holding together pretty well, actually.
Yeah. So if you've got
one in, do you think, or is that enough?
No, you need quite a few because this base is actually going to support the flowers. So it needs to be fairly thick. Yeah, I don't know if you can see what I've done so far. I don't know if you can see me.
That looks really sturdy, actually, isn't it? Because you've really wound it around quite a few times, and so
it needs to, I can't pull it apart now. So all the ends, any loose ends, I'm just going to tuck in. And then,
so if you don't have ivy, Julie, what could you use?
Well, you can use it's a rubus, that's another trail. Anything that trails really. Periwinkle, you might have that in the garden. You can pick smaller bits of foliages like Pittosporum and join them together, and then do the same technique. Bind it together with a string.
But the ivy's just much quicker because you can it's really malleable and you can really just keep twisting it and make that secure base.
You get foliage instantly. You don't have to adding the foliage in. It's there for you. I don't know what that looks like. I can't see. There's one I've made earlier. So Wallace is fighting with the ivy.
Pinks and whites. Lovely.
Yeah. So I've because I'm thinking that some people don't actually have flowers. I've put actually little bits of ribbon on the back of this one as well, so that some if you haven't got anything. You could use a few little daisies from the garden and some ribbon, just to bring a bit of colour, really.
This would be such a pretty thing for bridesmaids too, wouldn't it, once we get back into having weddings?
Yeah, so simple. What we need to do, what we're going to do in a minute, we could give it while you're, how are you getting on? Oh yeah, that's coming on really well.
It's taking shape. It's taking shape.
Yeah, great. Little haircut, which we could all do with at the moment, but we can do an ivy cut.
A bit lopsided. I guess mine's got a back and a front. Maybe that's just the front.
That's right. Yeah, shove that at the back. That's fine. I think, to be honest with you, we probably we'll only put flowers in the front today, and then once you can carry on putting more in if you like later, Liz. See how we get on.
It does feel quite sturdy though, and presumably being ivy, it would last as well, would it?
This lasts quite a long time. So you've got to be careful not to pick the new growth, because when the leaves are really soft, then that doesn't last. But if you get the older growth, then yeah, I picked this a few days, Thursday. I think it's doing all right at the moment. I tend to plunge it in a bucket of water just to keep it lasting, or you can put it in a carrier bag. If you were doing a big event and you wanted loads, just put it in a black carrier bag, spray it, and just seal it, and it will last for a while. Yeah, just make sure there's no bugs on there though, slugs and snails and
shake off the bugs, shake off the slugs and the bugs.
Don't those in your hair.
That's not the kind of headdress we're making today.
No.
So Liz, you love your garden, don't you, Liz? You've got lots of you grow lots, and you grow edible flowers too.
Yeah, I'm loving the edible flowers. I mean, everything from sort of nasturtiums into salads. I actually, because I knew I was doing this today, I went yesterday and just picked some wild garlic.
Oh,
I've got a recipe online for making wild garlic risotto. It's so easy, and I'm also drying it because I like it year round. So I'm just hanging this up in a warm place by the, you just make a bunch like that, just hang it up somewhere dry and warm, and then you can just keep it in a tin or a box all year round to get that kind of flavour of the summer. Could we use these in the pan, do you think, Julie?
Yeah, we can use it. I've got some as well. I went on and picked a few yesterday, so I've got some ready. Okay. Yeah, she'll put it on your head and have a look. Oh wow, yeah.
Feel like a princess.
Yeah.
Yes, an ivy princess.
Yeah, I actually think it should be called a woodland fairy princess, don't you?
I like that. Channeling my fairy.
Can we put in some flowers? I'm going to put in some pinks. I've got some pinks here. Now, the key here is if you want this to last, you do need to seal the ends. Seal the ends, yeah. No, you don't have to. If you haven't got floral tape at home, then that's absolutely fine. But the flowers will last a lot longer if the moisture in the stem is actually being sealed in. So what I'm going to do is just snip the end of this pink here. I want to keep.
How long should I have it, do you think?
Yeah, about where your finger is that fine? Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to weave it through, and then we just need a little bit of the stem just to anchor it in. I think that we haven't got time to tape all these, but I just want to show you. You've got two types of tape, I think, haven't you? This is
one that's quite kind of plasticky and waterproof, and there's the other one that's a bit more papery. Which one?
Yeah, well, the easiest one to use is the paper one. This one you need to get used to stretching, and it needs to be warm. So that's when you can do some.
Okay.
Later on. Yeah. So okay, so the paper tape, you just wrap it around the end, and then you twist it with your thumb and finger. Now the key is not to have wet hands with this because it doesn't like wet hands. And then you just twist it around until you feel that it's sealed the end of the stem.
Yes.
Yeah. And then if we did that every single time with every single flower, we would, they would last a lot longer, probably a couple of days. I mean, quite often you can prep these up.
Tear it off.
Yeah, tear it off and it's done. Yeah.
I never knew that. That is so clever. Look at that.
So
florists do if you're making like little buttonholes and.
Yeah. So obviously we would wire it. We would take the natural stem off because it snaps. But that's what we use to wire and tape it. But this is very eco-friendly one we're making today. So if we don't want to put any plastic or paper ends on, that's fine. So what we're going to do then, we're going to just thread it through. And because the bind is actually going to hold the flower. And then where the stem pops out, we're just going to weave it back in. Just be careful not to try and snap the stem.
Lauren.
Yeah.
Flower.
Yay! And now we're just going to keep doing that. Any pattern you like, Liz. Busy
And
with it.
which particular flowers work well? I mean, this is pretty. You've sent me, I think, are these cornflowers?
Yeah, we've got some cornflowers there, haven't we?
Colours?
Yes, they're lovely, aren't they? Yeah.
Oh wow.
I think for this type of crown, we need some fairly small flowers because if you put really big, heavy, weighty blooms in, it might not hold up so well. So I think these look
I've
delicate.
got these two little things. These are lovely. These are like little fairy flowers. What are these?
Oh, that's lovely. I think that was the sea thrift, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, well, I know that you get these on coastal pathways.
Yeah, I think it's a thrift. Yeah, gorgeous.
Teeny
Well, that's
thing.
really, let's put some of those in. So if you later on we could take them, but for now, just to get some colour in, let's just go for it.
Poke them in.
Yeah, poke them in. What I would suggest you do is if we work on the front, do we just pretend that we're going to do it front facing, so when you can wear it later.
Yeah, lovely.
And the other thing.
I wonder who's doing this at home. I've got my Instagram audience joining us as well. So
hopefully lots of people will be joining in. I know my little niece Willow will be loving this lesson.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely love it.
That's loving coming together. That's great.
So Julie, how long have you been associated with the British Academy of Floral Art?
Well, myself and Tina Parks, we founded it 10 years ago, 10 or 11 years, might be in our 11th year now actually. So, but prior to that, I mean, I've been a florist since I was 26. I had a career change. I'm not telling you how long that was.
I love that you're like 20.
Yes,
I won't go into how many years that is. Oh yeah. So you must be very calm and very happy by nature then, being surrounded by plants and nature and greenery all the time.
It is. It opens up so many lovely doors for you. It's the whole world of floristry is just happy people, I think. And I just like, even what I love is that Liz found when she picked the wild garlic, is that when you start to look for things like, and you're looking for the ivy or you're looking for the wild garlic to pick, you suddenly you get into you're very into the now, which is a big word, isn't it? And you're in that now, and you're studying the absolutely stunning forms of things. So if you look at that beautiful wild garlic, you don't just see the white, you suddenly see all the little tiny blooms inside, all the little, so pretty, it's so fairy-like actually, so gorgeous. So, and yeah, you just really tune in to nature. And I think a lot of our students say that they see nature differently now. You know, they can't go on a normal walk. They're observing what's around them, and it's really good for clearing the brain, I think.
Yeah, that being mindful, which is so important, and that we all need to do a little bit more of. And I think the people that are celebrating Garden Day today can appreciate that feeling of just, you know, whether you get some bad news and you just need to get outside to a space, or like root your feet on the grass or hear the bird song. It's just so powerful in shifting your mood and your energy, isn't it?
It is, absolutely. And yeah.
Can I ask you where you find both of you your wild garlic? Because I've got wild garlic envy. Where can I forage for wild garlic?
Well, I'm in the West Country on a farm, so I've got it in the hedgerows. It's just growing. I think it's, you know, it can grow on curbsides and all sorts. I mean, once it's there, it can grow. Obviously, if you're out foraging, don't pick the whole lot. You know, don't take the roots, and leave plenty for nature as well. But you can also buy dried wild garlic online for cooking. So
yeah, amazing. I'll try and find some dried wild garlic, because it does just taste beautiful. Liz, that's looking really nice.
Looking okay. It's a bit hard to tell close up.
Yeah, that's amazing. Oh, you did it really quick. I'm going to speed up.
Sorry, Julie, I was chatting to you. I distracted you.
I should be able to do both, shouldn't I?
These are really things. These are quite good because they've got really strong stalks. I don't know what they are, but these are going to poke really well into stuff.
Yeah, I can't see. Do they feel quite papery? So I wonder whether, they might be the straw flower, the Helichrysum.
A straw flower? I've never heard of a straw flower.
Well, the Helichrysum, you can dry them, I think, if you hang them upside down. And
They feel a bit like statice.
Yes, that they probably are then. I was trying to see what they were from a distance. It's quite difficult, isn't it? But yeah, that's what I think they are. But we can check. I was going to say, I was just going to show you how if there's any odd flower that feels a bit vulnerable, there's a little bit of, you can just tie it in with a little bit of string. So just go over the bind where you've entered it, and I think
this string that you sent me, Julie, is brilliant because it's like wired string.
Yeah, it's paper covered wire. It's brilliant. It's really quick.
Paper covered wire. I mean, oh my goodness, I can think of 101 things to do with this.
Yeah,
this is really good.
Yeah, no, it's good, especially now because we can whiz along and pop that in. And the other thing I thought about doing this morning, actually, and I should have sent you some of this, Liz, is some ribbon, but I've only thought of it just now. So,
I'll put ribbon in my ribbon box and tie it around the back.
Oh, yeah, well, I thought we could make little sort of ribbon flowers, and I'm just going to show you how to just like crisscross it into like that sort of shape, and then we can scrunch it in the middle, and we can put some of this paper covered wire around it, or just normal string, and then we can just bind those in because it is a fairy crown after all, so we need some little bit of fluff, I think. So you can put little bits like that in, and that will give you a bit of colour where maybe we haven't got a lot of flower, so we can put that in.
I'm loving mine.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
I'm really loving it. I'm going to be wearing it all day.
I know, it's beautiful. Simon's going to be proud of that one too, because it's got a little bit more drama. He's going to be very impressed.
Well, I hope so. I've been connecting a lot with him actually on Instagram. It's been so nice making new friends and new connections during such a difficult time.
I watched a couple of your lives, you and him together. It's been lovely to see. Really interesting. So you are quite a keen gardener, aren't you, Liz?
I am. I mean, I've got a kitchen garden down here on the farm, and I guess because I'm writing about well-being and all of that, I quite like plants that are useful. So I mean, it's great if they look good as well, but I love plants that do things, that smell really lovely, or you can make a tea to calm anxiety, or you can turn them into essential oils or whatever. And that's the beauty of them. They're beautiful, but they're also incredibly useful and valuable. And a lot of modern medicine, after all, comes from plants. The therapeutic value of plants, we'd be truly lost without our natural world.
Absolutely. Is there anything that's blooming at the moment that you're particularly excited about?
My roses are just coming in. I had a lovely Instagram chat actually with Sam McKnight, who's an amazing celebrity hairdresser. And what you may not know about Sam is that he's also a brilliant gardener. And he posts lots and lots. I think he probably posts more pictures of flowers than he does the supermodels.
He does. There's lots of close-ups of beautiful plants, and
really,
his flowers are stunning.
So we had a lovely chat about varieties of roses on Instagram yesterday. So yeah, my roses, I've got climbers. The problem is they climb so vigorously and then they bloom right at the top. So I'm going to need a step ladder to cut them, because they're all competing up with my guttering. And actually I want to be down at ground level.
I want to see you come down.
Exactly. But they do smell great. And just walking through a garden where you've got lavender growing, and as you brush past it, it just releases the scent.
I adore that too.
Well, one little thing I wanted to say is that just be careful, especially if you're doing children, that they wash their hands, because some material they might touch is poisonous. So we have put a little poisonous plant list up on our website, on our Facebook. So if anyone is in the garden, it's quite a good idea to identify those.
Okay.
For instance, here I've got a euphorbia, which
euphorbia is
is that poisonous, that one?
It's got an irritant sap, you see. So if it has a milky sap, which if it gets on the skin can burn. So if you do, just beware. I wouldn't put this in a floral crown. But if you've got anything, and any point of this plant will milk. So if I cut it anywhere, it produces that milky sap. In floristry, in order to stop that, we can burn the end to stop it from leaking. Yeah, just a little, and it sizzles away, and then it just stops it leaking at the end. But of course, that's fine. But then once you cut it again, it leaks again. So yeah, just be really careful. So little things like that, just to be aware. but not everything is
Mine is
safe.
smelling amazing because I'm cutting into my herbs. So I've got rosemary here and mint,
beautiful.
fresh mint.
Oh.
And as I work with it, the smell.
Lovely.
Smile on my face.
Gorgeous. So
got-
Julie, if you are making these with your little ones, what age do you recommend to sort of start this process off? Can it be as long as they're supervised in the age, right?
Yeah, I think so. I hopefully this is so easy that anyone can have a go at it. Really, it's making everything accessible, isn't it? You don't want anything too complicated. Just got to be able to just do it, and it's coming together really quick, isn't it? I think yours is.
Yeah, I think it's. I mean, I'm just concentrating on the front, really.
Yeah. You can always do that bit later.
Zoom or Instagram, I only ever curl the front bit. Back of my head is like a fucking state. But I figure who's going to see it, so it doesn't really matter, does it?
And it doesn't take as long either. It's half the time to get ready. The back's completely not done. Yeah, I think we're all guilty of that, girls.
I have to admit that most of this stuff came from my one of my students lives in the village that I live in. I'm in Devon, and oh my God, it's useless. We were having it redesigned and going to dig it all out in April to have it all done, but it's I've got no flowers in there at all. So it's shocking. So luckily she's got amazing plots. She's got an allotment, and she popped down and got all my muffins. Got me my flowers.
Oh, good neighbours.
Yeah, I know.
Can I see your crown, Liz? Can we have a look at see how it's looking? I just feel like it's looking stunning, and the vibrancy of those colours.
I have to say, it smells really, really good.
I'm really impressed. I think it's fabulous.
That's amazing.
You do look like a woodland fairy.
I think I need to balance it up a bit. Or
No,
maybe
I think
wear
it's
it at a
amazing.
jaunty angle. Maybe I
I
should
quite
wear
like the jaunty.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I feel like you could wear that to Ascot one day. It's so fabulous.
Yeah, who needs a real hat? I mean, seriously.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Make your own.
Beautiful. Oh, well, ladies, I wanted to thank you. Thank you, Julie, so much for
that's okay.
this incredible demonstration and for giving your time today on Garden Day. It's lovely to see you. Stay safe, stay well, keep celebrating all day. And Liz, thank you so much.
So nice.
I think you are a very quick learner. Look at you.
Yeah,
There's nothing you can't do, Liz.
Oh, honey, I'm going to be carrying on with this, I tell you. I've got the book now. It's brilliant. Thank you, Julie, so much.
Oh, that's my pleasure. Well, have a lovely garden day.
Yeah, enjoy Garden Day, everybody.
Yeah.
Happy Garden Day, girls. Oh my gosh, that was incredible. Absolutely loved it. Okay, so very soon we're going to be going to Stephanie Hafferty for a delicious seasonal dish. But I want to give away my first big prize of the day right now. It is a National Garden gift voucher valued at £250. And it's to somebody who left a really lovely little message. It's Debs. Deb says, hi everyone, it is great to see so many flower lovers. I made my floral crown this morning in my garden. Happy National Garden Day. So Debs, I'm going to try and find you. We're going to try and patch you in so we can speak to you and give you your amazing prize. Debs, you need to turn your camera on.
Oh, wow.
We want to see you. Yeah! That's not scary, is it? Come on now. There's no point sitting in a flower crown if we can't see it. Were you being shy? Were you being shy, Deb?
A little.
Well, look, you look amazing. Thank you for
one song.
joining us on Garden Day. Thank you for the lovely comment. And you've just won yourself a £250 National Garden gift voucher to spend at your garden centres. You can redeem them as and when we're allowed out. So congratulations and thank you for sending a message. Keep your camera on. Be proud of that gorgeous flower crown. And thank you so much. Have you got some tea, some cake, some coffee, some champagne? Oh, she's got it all. I got the thumbs up. Right, so we've literally, in about a minute's time, we're going to be passing over to Stephanie Hafferty. I'm going to need to just put pause on my camera quickly because I'm going to set up my in a new location to try and follow Stephanie's delicious garden salad. So don't go anywhere. Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Garden Day UK. This is the first ever Garden Day. We are having a virtual garden party. So wherever you are, turn on your cameras, get onto Zoom. If you're on Facebook Live, come over to Zoom. We want to see you. It's all about celebrating today. We want to see your flower crowns. We want to see whether you're having champagne, tea, cakes, coffee, wherever you are, in your gardens preferably, if the Wi-Fi and the weather permits. If you haven't got a garden, in your green spaces within your houses, on your balconies, if you decorated that in your house, if you've got lots of house plants like I've got. So yeah, just celebrate with us. And I've also got lots of prizes to give away, but only if I can see you. So go onto gardendayuk.co.uk's website. There's a link up there to join Zoom. But now it's time for some yummy food inspiration with Stephanie Hafferty. So Stephanie is the leading, oh, hi Stephanie. I was just gonna sing your praises and tell everybody about you. Shall I carry on?
Yeah, go on.
Okay, so you are the leading authority on no-dig gardening.
Not quite the leading, one of them.
Oh, come on, you're being modest. You're one of the leading authorities on no-dig gardening. You're a food writer as well and a garden writer. You're passionate about promoting affordable, healthy food for everyone. Here. And how to grow it as well. How to grow it and what to do with it once we've grown it. Most importantly, I like eating. So Stephanie, I've got some ingredients with me. I hope that I'm going to be able to follow your delicious recipe. So talk us through what we're going to make today, or what you're going to show us how to make.
Well, because I've made a whole lunch, I've made it all already because my kitchen's kind of long and narrow and it wouldn't be possible to make it at the same time. So what I've done is planned a lunch based on everything that I'm picking from my garden at the moment. A bit of a theme because I decided to base it around the colour of rosé wine as well.
Oh, I didn't get the memo on the rosé. I got the memo on all the ingredients except for rosé. That's a huge fail, isn't it? Oh no.
Well, you see, you can make it later. What I'm going to do is put all the recipes with the quantities on my website, and I think Garden Day will be able to put that on yours as well. So I'll do that later this afternoon, so people will know how much of what that I put in things.
I'm gonna just pause one there, George. Yes, George just offered me a glass of rosé, so I think it'd be rude to turn it down. So I'd love a glass of rosé, please, darling. Thank you. Yay! Okay, got to do it properly.
Okay. Shall I carry on?
Please carry on. Sorry to interrupt you so rudely.
So this is a bit of a depleted basket. It was absolutely full this morning when I went out harvesting. But it's some of the things that I've used to make the lunch, which are in season now, such as broad beans and peas. Now, I've only got these early because I've got a polytunnel. So they're just coming into season for most of the UK. Further south, they'll be cropping now. And kohlrabi, which is worth growing just because it looks like that. Isn't that splendid?
I love that. I didn't know you could grow it in this
country. Some that are really big. Yeah,
They're
and
delicious.
you can eat the leaves as well, or you just hold it because it's like the vegetable from outer space. And rhubarb is featuring quite highly because we have lots of rhubarb at the moment. And this herb, which I grow alongside my rhubarb, which is sweet Cicely. And you can use the flowers and the leaves, and it's a natural sweetener. It helps to reduce the amount of sugar that's needed in recipes. So you can, I actually quite like tart things, so I can leave sugar out completely with this.
What did you say that's called again? What's it called?
It's called Sweet Cicely.
Sweet Cicely, great
Isn't
name.
that
I've
lovely?
never heard of that before. And I'm often interested in trying to substitute some sugars and things like that into my recipes, my baking, my cooking. So that's a really good tip.
Yeah, so you can halve your sugar if you put this in, or if you're weird like I am and like tart things, you can just leave the sugar out. And the other nice thing is slightly aniseedy flavour. You can eat the leaves and you can eat the flowers. And when it goes to seed, you get these green pods, which are really nice to chew as a breath freshener. So it even does that for you.
Amazing.
And asparagus, the asparagus is going crazy at the moment. And spring onions and radishes. So some of the things we're using, and also lemons. I have one lemon tree. So I picked some lemons this morning, but it's only given me 6. I've only got 6 lemons. It's not very big. It's quite small. So what I've made, where shall I start? I think I'll start with this, which is a roasted asparagus dish. And the thing I like about this is you can actually really play with it. And if you've got the time and the dish, you can make little scenes. Have you seen the focaccia bread that people are making with all the little gardens? You can do a similar thing with this dish. And it's very simply radish and spring onions and asparagus roasted in a roasting tin with just a drizzle of oil, sprinkling of salt and pepper. You put it in the oven, depends on your oven, about 180 for 10 to 15 minutes. It very much depends on the thickness of the vegetable. And it's amazing how delicious roasted asparagus is. People think of it boiled or steamed, but roasted, it's like a whole other dimension. And I quite like it just like that, but you can eat it with a love eating as well. All the recipes are entirely plant-based. And the reason I do that is because I grow loads of veg, but I don't have chickens or ducks or anything like that. But so you could use a mayonnaise or something with this if you wanted, but this is just things that I've grown.
So Stephanie, do you ever go to the supermarket to buy anything apart from your washing powders and your toilet rolls?
Yes, yeah, I do. I've got 3 kids, so they don't really want to eat roasted asparagus all the time. But I don't go that often, and pretty much everything that we eat is based on what we have at the moment. So this meal I decided pretty much what I was doing this morning when I'd finished gathering everything and knew what I had and what I could make. So
and how long have you been growing? How long have you been growing all of your own produce? So inspiring.
Well, I sort of started dabbling when I was about 17, and I started to grow things because I wanted to learn how to make homemade wine, because as you do when you're 17. And then I was a student, so I just had, things on windowsills. But really in my mid-20s, when I lived somewhere with a garden, I started trying to grow more and more food. And it's been going on ever since. I've been doing it professionally for about 11 years. But the rest of the time it's for family.
Yeah, lucky family. All that delicious homegrown food. So good for you.
So another thing I made, which this looks a little strange. It's not the most beautiful dish, but it's roasted lettuce, which is divine. So I let some lettuce get hearted, nice and crunchy and hard, quarter it, pop it in a roasting tin, drizzle with a little oil, salt and pepper. And again, that takes 10 minutes or so. It is so delicious, absolutely gorgeous, great with all kinds of things. And this I'm serving with rhubarb, which has been poached in rosé wine. So it's rosé wine and some water and some sugar, or you could use agave syrup or maple syrup with the rhubarb in, and simmer it till the rhubarb's just soft, let it cool. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's a lovely pink colour, and the beautiful liquor that's left makes a fantastic salad dressing, just with a little vinegar and a little oil, shake it up, and a gorgeous dressing.
And would you just eat the rhubarb just as it is, or would you add it to your salad? Is that what you're going to do?
With this, basically the idea is after this, we're just going to get our plates and pile it all on.
Right.
So yeah, I would eat it with the lettuce. The roasted. When you roast lettuce, it becomes quite sweet, and it just goes so well with the rhubarb. And this is something for a different colour, pea and broad bean pate. So this is literally just peas and broad beans cooked just so they're tender in the food processor with a little lemon juice, salt and pepper, some parsley and some mint, though you can put whatever herbs you like. It'd be good with dill or with French tarragon, and then whiz it up. May need a little drop of water just till it's the consistency you like, and I put a little smoked paprika on the top. And the nice thing about this dish is if you don't have any fresh, the frozen stuff's absolutely fine and no one will ever know. So you
That's
can
a
go
really
for-
good tip. So it's
Yeah.
almost like a pate or like a hummus, like a pea
It's a
and sort of.
hummus, yeah.
Yeah. So I couldn't get any broad beans, and I could only get the frozen peas. So I got edamame beans. Would they be any good to make that with, or not
Ooh.
really? Because the consistency
I
might
don't
not
know, I
be
haven't
as.
tried it.
They were
I
both
don't know,
frozen.
well, it's worth a try.
Yeah,
I guess.
blitz it up and
But
add
if
some
it's-
lemon and.
If it's those little green frozen ones that you can get in supermarkets, they'd be fine because they'd whiz up.
Yeah, it's the little green.
Yeah, that looks
edamame.
like it would do the same thing. Looks good anyway. So what I've got here is a quick pickled rhubarb. So it's not the sort of thing you can put on the shelf for the winter. It will last about a week in the fridge. And for this, you make a hot liquor with red wine vinegar and some water and I put a bit of maple syrup in as the sweetener, and I put in chopped sweet cicely as well. Bring that to the boil, salt. Bring that to the boil, let it cool. While it's coming to the boil, thinly slice the rhubarb, put it all in a jar, pour the hot liquid over the top and leave it to cool. And so the rhubarb is quite crunchy. I cut it with a knife because I like things quite thick. You could do it with a mandolin. And it's really, really delicious. It's something people don't think because it's almost raw, but it's absolutely great and lovely. It cuts through sweeter things and it just adds a whole other dimension to the palate. And it looks lovely in a jar, so you can just put it on the table and people think, ooh, how nice.
Yeah, that
And
does
this-
look very chefy, doesn't it? I like that.
It does, yeah. And it goes with my wine.
Absolutely.
And
There's a theme here. There's a bit of a theme here.
There is a bit, yeah. My daughter, I don't know if you can see the flowers, my daughter picked the flowers from our garden.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
And,
Yeah.
she's sloped off with a glass of rosé as well as her treats.
Good girl.
She's 25, she's not a toddler.
Responsibly drinking.
Yeah.
She's of age. We just want to let everybody know.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
so funny.
She's definitely older. This is another one of my favourite things to make, and you can actually put almost anything in. And this is a quick radish pickle, and I've also put in sliced kohlrabi, so it's sliced radish, sliced kohlrabi, sliced spring onions with salt and red wine vinegar and some water. Again, it made it hot, poured it over the contents. And this is something a little more unusual. Can you see that?
Yeah,
So this, it's a bolting radish pod.
Oh.
So one of the pleasures of growing your own food is you can get things that are much more difficult. You won't find these in supermarkets very easily. So when if radish starts to go to seed, if you leave it to grow, you will be rewarded, here we are, with little flowers like that. And they're edible.
Ooh,
And you can
lovely.
put those on your salads, and they're good for bees, and they bring in all the beneficial insects. And then they produce these amazing pods, which are fantastic pickled. I like to just snack on them as well. And they're spicy like a radish. Once they get too big, then they're a bit woody and they stick in your teeth. It's not so good. But like this, absolutely fantastic for pickling. So that's, I think for me, one of the main reasons why I really love growing my own is because, as well as filling baskets with vegetables, you can experience flavours and parts of a plant that you wouldn't normally be able to have.
Absolutely, because there's so often we waste so much of the plant because we just don't know. Or me, I'm talking from my experience. You know, I'd be like, sometimes I've started eating more of the leaves of things and thinking, actually, I can probably eat all of this. You know, as long as it's clean and it's, you know, where it's coming from, and it's preferably organic. It's not always easy to get. So where did your love of gardening come from? Where did it start?
I think I've always liked it. My mum remembers me, they used to say I was always grubbing in the mud from being very little. So they like, where's Steph? And I'd be in the garden grubbing about. So I think I've always enjoyed it. And I do find it, you know, it's incredibly relaxing. And particularly, I have 3 children. I mostly raise them on my own. And it actually, just that little bit of a break when you can go and be with green leafy things that just grow and appreciate the sunshine and the weather. It's calming and relaxing, and you get loads to eat as well.
You do get loads to eat. So what's the most, when do you get the most excited? What's the one kind of vegetable or something that pops up that every year you're excited, or every season you're like, oh my gosh, yes, that's coming into, you know, into bloom or into whatever what do you call it, into plant, into digging? I don't know.
Into fruit, into cropping.
Yeah, whatever, something's ready to eat.
For me, it's aubergines. And I've got, in my back garden, I have a polytunnel, which means I can grow far more warmth-loving plants. So I've got about 15, 18 different varieties of aubergine planted in there at the moment. So they're only little, but when they start fruiting, when I start picking them, because again, I grow, you know, the long, thin ones in all different colours, orange, stripy ones. So it's not just the big purple. There's so many colours and flavours and textures just of aubergines. And that again opens up a whole other cuisine, because some of them are particularly good in Thai cooking. And the big white ones that are like this big, sliced, they're just, and fried, oh, they're like eating just chunky delightfulness.
Delightfulness sounds amazing.
Chunky delightfulness. It's
my mouth's watering.
I get very, very excited by my aubergines.
You've got some great photos on your Instagram as well. So if anybody wanted to have a look at some of your delicious vegetables that you've been cooking and those pictures. Did we lose each other then? Sorry about that.
Yes, we did.
A little lull in
turned into a
technology.
robot. It was quite exciting.
I was just telling people to go to your Instagram because you've got some gorgeous photos of the things that you're growing, and yeah, it's very exciting. And just to see what's possible, to see what's actually possible to grow.
I think one of the things I try and emphasise is this is an ex-council house, so I'm not in anything particularly fancy. So it is achievable if you've got a bit of garden. It's nothing that needs sort of extraordinary conditions, except some of my aubergines.
Yes, they're going to need tending to, and you need that. What do you have? The
polytunnel.
Polytunnel. So that's just almost like a greenhouse then.
Yeah, long, like a big tent, but covered in polythene. You can stand up in it. You can make your own smaller version. So if you, I mean, mine's 40 feet long, but if you just wanted one for one bed, you can just make some hoops and cover it with polythene, you know, a big sheet of polythene. I got a really good sheet of polythene the other day that came off somebody's mattress, so that kind of thing. So it's possible to do it for yourself as well on a smaller scale.
That's
for home
amazing.
grows.
That is amazing. So I've got all this amazing produce here that I thought we were going to make a salad together. I didn't quite understand what we were doing, but I've got some lovely baby new potatoes. I've got some asparagus, some peas, some spring onions, some radish. Pretty much all of the ingredients you've spoken about today, except for the I couldn't get the rhubarb and I couldn't get the broad beans, and the peas are frozen, so they're not as fresh looking as your ones. But I'm just going to put this into a lovely salad with some mint, and I've got some you know, and add some lemon and some oil and some white wine vinegar. Does that sound okay? Does that sound like
Sounds
a good,
really good.
yummy
You can put
garden
a bit
salad?
of rosé in your salad dressing.
Would you recommend that? That's
Yeah.
coming from you? Okay, absolutely. I will do that. I love that. Thank you so much. I feel like we need to raise a little glass there.
All right.
Steph. Come on, Steph. Cheers.
Cheers.
Rosé all day. Thank you so much for your amazing inspiration and for yeah, it sounds like I'm going to make the scrummiest salad, and I've never really put rosé in my dressing before, so here's to something new.
It's the day to do it, isn't it?
Yeah. Happy Garden Day.
Thank you. Happy Garden Day.
Cheers. So I'm going to give away some prizes now. I think that we've got so many great prizes still to give away. So if I can see you on Zoom, I'm going to have a little look and do some picking. I might have to come a little bit closer to the camera so I can do a bit of scrolling. Are you off now, Steph? Are you going to
I thought I didn't know if it was finished.
Well, you know, you can hang around if you want. We're just, I'm going to find some lovely people. We spoke to Debs. She got a really nice, hi. Oh, we've got a nice, let's have a look. We like this. Linda, smiling away up there. Hello, Lindsay. And who do we have here? Hello, sweetie. What's your name?
Man.
Hello, how are you? Where are you in the world?
I'm in Corby, Northamptonshire. I've moved into a slightly nicer background for you this afternoon.
Yes, you have. You're back again. I recognise you now. Oh, yes. You were in your office before, weren't you? Have you got the photo of your dogs with their crowns on? Because last time
if I take yes,
oh,
there
you go.
Yes.
That's amazing. That is. Now, are the crowns still on the dogs? Because I can't imagine that that's going to stay on for long, or maybe it has.
They're not. However, my husband, I can hear him moving, so he may well bring a dog into shot in a minute.
Bring the dog in. Bring him in.
Bring the dog. Here's the dog. Hold on. Here's the dog.
Oh, hello.
And there's the crown.
Oh, that's so good. Oh, I love that. You know what? I am going to give you the next huge prize of the £250 National Garden Day gift voucher. So congratulations, you are welcome. Please post those pictures. And you know what? If you are inspired by Mandy's dog crown creation, we've got Jonathan Mosley coming up really soon, and he's going to be showing you how to make crowns for the furry friends in your life. And I've still got some prizes to give away, so I really would love you guys. I know you're watching on Facebook. Hello, all of the Garden Day fans on Facebook. Come over to Zoom. Come on, because then we can all see you and we can share this day together. It's about celebrating Garden Day, and we want to see you, and that way you can win prizes. I've still got some vouchers worth £250. I've still got 3 of those left to give away, and I've got an amazing book as well by Willow Crosley. So come on to Zoom. If you're unsure about how to do it, go on to gardendayuk.co.uk and click on the website, and there will be a link to follow. I am going to move back to locations, but come on to Zoom. We're going to be chatting too. We have got Anne-Marie up next, which I'm really excited about. We can pick her brilliant giant brain on all things plant and garden. I've got a question about peonies actually, but she is amazing. I've been watching her on Instagram and she is delightful. That's coming up very soon, so don't go anywhere. Come on to Zoom, everybody, and make sure you tag your pictures at Garden Day UK with the hashtag Garden Day UK. Let's celebrate together. This is the first ever virtual garden party. Don't go anywhere.
Hello, good afternoon and welcome to the first ever virtual garden party. This is Garden Day. We are celebrating today. It's been so lovely to see you celebrating with your flower crowns on in your green spaces, whether it's outside in the garden if the weather's permitted for you. It's still brightish. The rain hasn't come yet, but the wind has picked up. But it is the first ever Garden Day. We are celebrating in style. We've had some amazing people on showing you how to make flower crowns. We've been cooking delicious garden salads, and we've been giving away lots of prizes too. So thank sharing where you are, your green spaces, whether you're in your gardens, if you're lucky enough to have one, whether you've created your own green space with house plants like I have here, which I absolutely love. The power of plants, we are celebrating being in nature and being mindful, and now more than ever, we've been really needing to create that beautiful space within our homes. So I'm really excited because now we're going to talk to a true professional, somebody who I absolutely adore on Instagram. It's a Q&A time with Anne-Marie Powell. Now, Anne-Marie is a Chelsea Flower Show gold and silver medalist. Oh yes, she is. She's designed fantastic gardens, and she's here with the rosé.
You've had rosé all day. I saw you saying that, Lisa, with Stephanie. The gorgeous Stephanie. I said to Jules, who's sitting here, I said, go on, grab me a glass now, quick. Cheers!
Cheers! I know, my dad got me some. He was like, do you want a glass of rosé? I said, yeah. I was like, bring it on. It's amazing. Absolutely lovely. He's been waiting on me. It's been fabulous. I've gone from cider to rosé. It's going to be great. But listen, you're here today to answer everybody's, garden-related questions. You are a font of knowledge. I've got a question for you. Peonies.
Yes.
I love peonies. Now, George says, no, we can't grow them. They're too hard to grow. My mum, on the other hand, says, no, that's rubbish. They're easy to grow. Yes or no? Can I grow them in my garden?
Easy to grow. Really, really easy to grow. So I've got them some growing in shade that I actually brought from a garden that I did at Chelsea several years ago now. So they don't mind a little bit of shade, so they'll grow in sun. They're really easy. They flower for hardly any time at all. But you know what?
It's a short season, but
so worth it when they do.
I
They
know.
are absolutely gorgeous. So there's absolutely no reason why you can't grow them whatsoever. Not too much clay soil. We're quite light and sandy here. So yeah, try them. You can grow anything if you set your mind to it, providing your soil is the right condition. Right plant, right place, go for it. Just sneak them in, Lisa. You don't even need to know.
I like the way you're thinking. I'm going to send you a message later, and you can tell me where to get them from, the best place.
Please, I grow Buckeye Bell. It's a really gorgeous one. It's really bright red. It's a single. So the pollinators love it. It's not too fussy, and it's just beautiful. But once you start looking at Callaway's website, look over at Callaway's, Dave Root over there. Oh my word. You're trying to get a credit card out of your hands, Lisa.
That won't be the first time, darling, I should tell you.
I'm absolutely certain about that.
Fighting. But, you know, it's so worthwhile, and I know that once I do get the peonies in the garden, if they take and they flower, he will love them, because I just adore them. And even if that window is so small,
and you need to grow quite a lot of them. So you do need to go quite well, because they don't produce the most flowers per plant. So you need a lot.
Okay, thank you. Good tip. So we're going to have loads of questions today, and I think...
Yeah, how do I sound? Because it's quite windy out here. Is the sound all right for you, Lisa? I've got a really loud voice.
Yeah, and your flower crown's amazing. I know that you just whipped that up this morning, didn't you?
Do you know, I don't know what Simon Lycett would think of it, or Jonathan Mosley, but I just love a rhododendron. More is more in my world, Lisa. So... You know, it's a bit of fun, and I don't mind. I feel quite regal wearing it, so that makes me feel good with the kids and Jaws. Don't know if they're enjoying me feeling a bit queenie, but you know,
just embrace it today. Just embrace that regal feeling, and that purple, that lovely purple, really suits you as well. It's your colour. Wear it.
I wear purple when I'm old, is what they say, isn't it? Wear purple when you're old. That's me.
I hope not, because I wear purple, and I think I'm old. I mean, I'm getting there, but...
You're not old, but there's that poem, and it's all about when I'm old, I will wear purple, etc., etc., etc. So yeah, rich, regal colours.
I say wear purple anyway. So I'm going to just leave. I'm going to throw to you and just...
lovely.
The questions are going to be coming in.
Yeah, I'll tell everybody. I kind of thought, how are we going to do this? Because there's loads of lovely people on here. I can scroll across.
Yes.
So I can see you Potting in the City. I can see you, Colin McIver. I can see you, Marlise. Hi there. I can see you, Nilla. I can see you, Jenny Tay. Carol, so good to see you. Paige Martin, I spy you over there. Vici Talia, good to see you. Barbara Segal, All love to you. We've got secret horticultural royalty in this audience, Lisa.
Oh, that's so exciting.
We do, absolutely. So, Lindsay, Linda, good to see you. So many wonderful people in their flower crowns. Hey there, Beth. Hey, Hazel, good to see you. Daisy Kepper, Lydia, just adjusting your crown. Rachel Norris, so gorgeous to see you. So, yes, I'm here to answer any questions that you've got. So I can see Liz Key there, you there, I can see her higher. So I can see, I don't know if people have noticed, you've got a chat button in the bottom of the screen if you're on Zoom, I think. So I can read all of your chat that's going down on the right hand side of my screen. And but I'd love to invite some of you onto the screen as well. So if you have a garden question, I've been designing gardens for 25 years. So it could be a design question, it could be a plant question. I will try my hardest to answer your question. But the way to do it, if you've got a question here on screen, is would you mind just putting your hand up so that we can get to you? So I'm going to keep on scrolling through. If you've got a question, just give me a wave. And then we can get you on the screen and I can see you. Hey there, how are you? I can see you. What's your name? Can I hear you? Can you see yourself on the screen? Can't see. Let's move on. Anyone got a question? Anybody brave enough to put their hands up and ask me a question? Oh, there we are. I saw you there. Colleen McIver in the most amazing floral crown. That's not Colleen, but never mind. What's your question? You look fantastic.
Thank you. I've only got a giant Philadelphus in my garden at the moment. I've got a brand new garden and it's completely empty and I had no idea where to start with designing it.
But I bet your crown is really beautifully scented, is it? You've got lots of scent on you, that Philadelphus.
Oh, loads of scent. Loads of scent. It's actually beginning to get to me.
Leave it on, it looks fabulous. So you don't know where to start, is that what your question is?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, essentially, get to know, how long have you been at your house?
Oh, literally just arrived.
Oh, right, okay, so that's such an adventure for you. Well, I would suggest really not doing too much for a whole year. So, you know, get to know your garden, see what's going to come up for you over this coming year, what's going to come into bloom for you. You've no idea what you've got. It might be a blank slate, in which case you can move a little earlier.
Yes, it's blank. At the moment, it just has, it's just got a huge laurel that sort of needs to go, really. But it's the design process, you know, laying out.
So think about all of the things, all the plus points you've got in your garden. So think about where you get the most sun. So do you want to sit in sunshine, or do you want to be east facing to sit in the morning to have your breakfast, or west facing to enjoy the evening light? Really look at your soil. So check to see if your soil is clay, see if it's sandy, because your soil is the engine of your garden. So that is what will get your plants growing. So, you know, if you've got sandy soil that's quite light, it might be quite acidy. So you can grow all of those acid loving plants. You might have really heavy clay, so therefore you can grow really good roses. But your answers to what you can grow will rely on the aspect of your garden and also on what source of soil you've got. And then think about just how you want to use the space. Do you want to look back at your house? Do you want to be kind of shielded from your neighbours? But just like, you know, any outfit you were going to choose for a wedding or a good occasion, really get to know what you're wanting to get out of that occasion and your garden in the first instance.
That's
so
brilliant.
Get to know it, think about how you're going to use the space, and just get drawing it out on paper. Make sure you draw it out, have a plan, and then just go for it.
That's brilliant. Thank you so much.
My absolute pleasure. Enjoy your Philadelphia's crown. You look amazing. So have we got someone else who's ready? Oh, Colleen McIver. Sorry, missed you there. So hey, oh my goodness, look at you. You're exotic.
Oh, thank you. I had to come inside because it's snowing in Aberdeen today.
You're kidding me.
No.
Have you got any tender plants out there that you're worrying about? Have you brought them in?
I did cover them. I got some recycled strawberry cartons and stuff like that, and so I've covered over the flowers that I've just put in, so they're all well protected.
Yeah. Oh, good. Colin, what's your question for me today?
And what it is, I've got a very shaded area in the garden, and I was just wondering, is there any nice flowers I could plant there for obviously some colour in the summertime?
Yeah, absolutely, tons of them. So there's tons of plants that will grow for you in shade, and all garden will have a bit of shade. What you need to investigate is whether it's dry shade or whether it's wet shade, because very different plants will grow in those two different environments. So if so there are plants like Astrantia. There's lots of different types of Astrantia, and they will flower for you in the middle of the summer in shade really prettily. You can have Roma, which has got a purpley pink tone to it, or you can have some of the white varieties as well. So, and I always think that in shade, white plants show up better, and that's so the pollinators can see them and come in and just feast upon your plants. So things like Astrantia would grow really well. Just thinking about what I've got in my borders here. Hemerocallis will take a fair bit of shade as well. So that's the daylily. So that will look good for you over there, and that will grow for you in various different colours of reds and pinks. So, and then have a think about things. They're not going to just flower for you. Think about Tiarella. I've got Sugar and Spice. That is a new plant for me, and that has been flowering for me now for weeks and weeks and weeks, and will continue to do so for quite some time. So have a look at My Real Garden. There's a whole section over there on my Insta which just covers plants for shade. So I'm hoping that you'll get some ideas from there. Is that okay for you?
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, definitely.
My pleasure. And thank you for that gorgeous floral crown. Made my day.
Thank you very much. It took a while and it's starting to wilt, but
well, it shows. You get what you put in with your garden and with your floral crown, and you're looking fabulous.
Thank you very much.
Have a really fun day. Enjoy it. Hello there. How are you? Hello there. I can see you've got a question. Beautiful floral crown there. Nice to see you.
Me?
Yeah, you. Do you have a question for me? No. Shall we move on to someone who perhaps have? Put your hand up if you've got a question for me. Linda, I can see you waving there, looking that you're very keen to answer a question. So Lindsay, are you there? Hi, Lindsay. Oh, you're growing stuff on your windowsill. Good girl.
I've got a question about them. I've got some cucumber plants. Now, I've read that you can possibly do them so they're actually on sticks. So they're going upwards rather than taking up a lot of ground.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're quite quiet there. Can you hear me all right? But I could hear you. I was listening hard. So yeah, cucumber. So there's two different types of cucumber, really. So there's cucumbers that you grow in a greenhouse, and I don't have one of those. So I'm also growing cucumber the first time in about 20 years this year. So lockdown has given me more time for my garden. So I'm very excited. And I'm growing a Japanese cucumber, which is absolutely fine outside. So are you sure that yours are going to, where are they going? Greenhouse or rest in the garden?
Going outside, they are the sort that can, but I'm just because I haven't got much ground space.
Yeah, so you're using the vertical space to grow some veg, which is entirely sensible. And they climb. So it's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to give them prime position in a really sunny spot. So they're against a south-facing fence. I've already got my wires in position so that I won't be faffing around with them once they're growing, thinking, oh, goodness me, I need to get some more wires up. So that would be my advice. When they go out, I'm thinking with mine are about the same, just a little bit behind you, towards the end of May, because I don't want to be getting any snow like that lovely lady in Aberdeen has got, because we can get frost really late. Make sure you put your wires up first. Put your cucumbers in the ground, and I think they're going to be very hungry and, of course, very thirsty. So, yeah, a trellis or a fence or any kind of upward structure, and yeah, and maybe even a tripod as well. So, and you'll be able to get loads and loads of cucumbers from minimum ground space. So that's a really good idea. Good for you.
Oh, thank you ever so much, Anne-Marie.
No, it's my pleasure. Thank you for joining us, and look at your gorgeous crown. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you. And just looking, Barbara Segal has got a question. We've got to speak to Auntie Barbara. So I wonder if you can find Barbara, see if you can get her on the screen. Barbara's going to have a question that I'm never going to be able to answer. Hello, Barbara. How the devil are you?
Hello, my dear. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm enjoying this. I'm determined not to do any hard work today.
No, me neither. I've had a glass of wine and there's no more work. And Marie,
Barbara.
You can't hear. Okay.
No. Cheers. I can hear you. I'm just hoping you'll post me.
Yes. I want to know what you said. You started garden design 20 so years ago. What was your first garden? Was it a show garden or private?
It was a private garden, so it was a friend's garden. Like so many garden designers, when you're first out of college, it's always a friend that gives you your first sort of opportunity. Right. So often, and we rely on our friends so much, don't we? But yeah, I mean, it was good for me because it meant that I could experiment and practice, and without too much pressure. And they got a cheap deal is the honest truth of it. So it was a win-win scenario.
So nice.
I'd be so concerned about going straight to show. It's huge.
Exciting though.
Huge pressure, isn't it?
Mm. Well, that's great to know. Thank you. I wondered what it was.
Yeah. No, that's lovely. Thanks, Barbara. Enjoy your wine. Rosé all day.
Thanks. Bye.
Lots of love. Have we got more questions? Hazel has got her hand up. I'd love to see if I can help you, Hazel. How are you?
My head. Could you tell me what this is? I have it growing in my garden.
Wonderful.
And I put it there myself many years ago, and I can't remember what it is.
Oh, I can't see that very well.
Lucky thing on the end.
I think it might be. It's not something I grow, but I think it's a Calicarpa potentially. Does that make
I don't know. I can't remember.
It might be a Calicarpa, a bottle brush. So yeah, it's
me too.
Isn't it? Oh, I'm losing you. Is it? I'm losing you a little bit. So can you hear me all right?
I can hear you, yes.
Yeah, I think it's a bottle brush, a Calicarpa, and it has these extraordinary kind of strange berries, and they grow as climate. Yeah, absolutely that. That's what it is.
Thank you. I couldn't remember what it was.
That's wonderful. I can't hear you very well.
Can't hear you.
Calicarpa, that's the Latin name. The common name is butterbrush. I love your curlers, but I can't hear you very well. So love to you. Enjoy your garden day. Enjoy that plant. It's absolutely beautiful. Have we got some more questions? Lucy Claire, she's waving like crazy. How are you? Oh, I can't hear you. Have you got your mute on? Let's hear.
Hello.
Can I hear you?
Can you hear me?
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. I think I'm up the road from you in Guildford.
Oh, right. Yeah, you're not far away at all. I'm in Petersfield, so you're just a hop and skip up the A3. Yeah.
So getting a bit windy.
It is a bit windy, absolutely. We might blow away, but we'll persevere whilst we can.
Holding on to my crown.
You look gorgeous. Is that everything from your garden? Have you got a clematis there?
I have, yeah. It's getting a bit sad, but yeah, my husband made me this morning.
Oh, that's so kind of him, isn't it?
Very artistic, like me.
Good man. I have a question.
I have a question. I don't know whether I can take my laptop to my fig. So I've got a fig here. I don't know whether you can see.
Yeah. Is it in a pot there? I can't see. Yeah, it's in good shape actually.
And it starts really well, and then the leaf curls.
Ah, okay.
You
might have some beefeas on there.
So yeah. I don't know what that could be.
Yeah, you might have some beasties on there. It could be any number of things actually, but what they do, and just check over the foliage as you go, as it starts to happen. So if you check over the foliage, when the insect starts to attack, what they do is they suck out an awful lot of the water turgidity out of the leaf, and also they might make some houses in there too. So you need to really inspect those leaves and just deal with whatever it is. The RHS has got a wonderful service actually. Are you an RHS member?
Yeah, like we go up to Wisley a lot when we're able to. Can't wait
so
for
without seeing the beastie in it, it's very difficult for me to say what it is. But the RHS have a wonderful service where you can send any questions that you like to their garden advice helpline, and they're brilliantly knowledgeable up there. So if you email them a picture of whatever's happening to it, just inspect the back of the leaf, because they curl in on themselves, and they will come back to you within a week and tell you exactly what to do with it.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you so much. It happens every year.
I use it myself. They're so fantastic.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant. Okay, I'll do that.
But keep it healthy as well. That's another thing to do, is just make sure it's really lovely and healthy, because the healthier a plant, actually lots of pests and pestilence, they attack the weaker ones. So make sure it's really, really healthy in that pot. Give it lots of feed, lots of water, lots and lots of love.
Okay, and do you water them more than you think you should?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I put my finger into the soil and just see if I've got a multimeter. You've got a multimeter.
And it sort of like says it's, you know, moist, it's okay. But then I suppose when you see it curling, the leaf curl, you sort of think, oh, I need more water, but I don't know if that's the right thing.
It could be a pest, but I think a moisture meter, they're pretty accurate. My other half swears by them. I swear by the digits, the moisture meters on the end of my hands.
Okay. So. All right, let's get it that way. Anne-Marie, thanks so much.
It's my absolute pleasure.
Really good to see you. Sorry not to see you at Chelsea. I've seen you at Chelsea before.
Oh, we'll get there sometime. We'll get back there sometime. I'm sure. It's such a loss this year. Really sad it's not on. I just love it.
My phone calendar keeps coming up with Chelsea Flower Show, and it's like, no.
Oh, I'm so glad the RHS are doing virtual Chelsea though. So that's going to be all over the place. Yeah. And also the BBC, they're doing about pretty much the same amount of coverage as they have been doing when it's actually live and going on. So we're going to immerse ourselves in it. I can't tell you. Maybe not. Lots of love to you. Nice to see you. Really good. Have a lovely rest of the day. Drink lots of rosé all day. Nice one. I wonder if we've got any more questions. Have we got time for another question before we have to go on? Has anybody got their hands up? I hate to miss everybody. If I don't get through to you, just remember that you can always get a hold of me. My gardening line on Instagram is @myrealgarden. But here we are. We've got lovely, I don't know your name. What's your name?
Jenny.
Hello, Jenny. How are you? I love your floral crown.
Thank you. I made it just before the rain started. It's absolutely tipping it down here, I'm afraid.
Is it? Oh, goodness me. Where are you?
I'm in France, actually.
Oh, are you really? So you're northern France, did you say?
Normandy, yeah.
So similar climate, so you can grow stuff. So the further south, it all changes, doesn't it, with horticulture?
Yes, absolutely. My question's about clematis. I've got several clematis, and I keep getting clematis wilt.
Oh, do you?
And I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And also, one of them gets powdery mildew, but this year I've made an organic spray myself, and it really helped. But it's the clematis wilt that I'm more concerned about.
Yeah, well, clematis, they like to be quite, well, not all of them, but it depends which ones it is, which clematis you're growing, because they're all different groups, as you will probably know if you're a clematis fan. But they like to be buried quite deep on the whole. So they like to be buried in the ground, perhaps a little bit, not all of them, but a lot of them, a little bit deeper than they are in the pot. They also like their roots shaded. So I would just sort of shade them with a little bit of plants, but it might be that they're planted a little bit too high in the ground. Do you mulch them?
Yeah, I've just put some grass cuttings on now, but I put them on just as soon as they'd been cut, and then I read afterwards I should have let them dry a little bit. So I'm wondering whether that's, gone too soggy for them. Can I dig them up and then put them in the same hole again?
I mean, yes, absolutely. Go and just check if they're a little bit high. Do double check, because not all of them like to be buried in the ground a little bit deep, but a lot of them do. And then mildew, that's a case of, it's one of two things. Mildew in plants, it's one of two things. It's either underwatering or overwatering. So, and you will know which one it is just by using your digit moisture meters and just checking. So if you're giving them too much moisture, they'll get mildew. If they're not getting enough, they'll get mildew. They're panicity plants. So just double check. I saw that the lovely lady that we just had a moisture meter, and that will go really deep into the soil to see if it's moist. We've got 10 on the ends of our hands, so just check when you're watering always to see if it actually needs it.
It's growing against.
So I hope that helps.
Yeah, that's definitely helped. Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
Thank you. Of service. Lovely crown. Love it, love it, love it. Have we got anybody else? Do we have time? I don't want to run over. Lisa, you're going to have to just jump in and stop me talk, because I'll talk all afternoon. Nikki Say, there you are. So can we have a quick speak to you and see if I can help you out? I just love being able to help where I can. I won't know the answers to everything, but let's see if I can help you, Nikki.
Hello.
Hi, how are you? Oh, we're all in pinks and purples and whites today, aren't we? All girls together.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Well, I've got a bit of a tree question for you. I've got I live in an old listed building with quite a big front garden, and I've got a massive tree in it. I love it because I love looking out of my bedroom window with the tree right in front of the window. But my husband says it's getting too big now. And I want to know what I can plant in the centre of my cottage garden that will give me some height and some all year cover, but won't completely take over the garden.
Oh, so are you thinking of removing the tree completely?
The big one in the centre back of the picture?
Let me just get my little glasses out. Need my little readers on.
I'm not sure what it is.
Oh, it is quite big, isn't it? I can't see it very well, but I can see you were celebrating VE Day. So well done you. And I can see that it's a really large tree. I can't tell what it is from here. I really can't.
Yeah, I think it's a spruce or something like that. I'm not
it's some sort of conifery sort of scenario, isn't it? Do you know my favourite tree, and it doesn't grow too big, it'll grow to about 4 meters if you let it. I don't know if that's big enough, but it's just such a wonderful plant for season round colour, and that's Amelanchier lamarckii. Do you know it? Do you have it already?
Yes, I've got that, yes.
Oh, you've already got that one, so that's no good to you. So, because it's such a wonderful plant. But you need some, if it's from your bedroom window, that you'll be able to enjoy all year round. So have you thought about a crabapple, perhaps a malus?
I've got a crabapple.
Okay, so then we move on to sorbus. So, but the problem is with sorbus, when they're in bloom, they're a little bit smelly. So
don't they drop their leaves and don't they put suckers up?
So, well, it depends on if it's a standard no, and you can easily just take off all of that. But I've not noticed that happening with me, to be honest. The other thing that I quite like, actually, is have you got cercis? Have you grown a cercis, like forest pansy? I'm just wondering if you've got a purple leaf. It might give you a little bit of a contrast with the green plant that you've got in front of it. That won't grow quite so big. I love Pseudophyllum, so that grows, but that might grow too big for you. Another good tree, and I'm just trying to think of the more miniature variety, is liquid amber, but that is grown more for the foliage than the flower. Banging loads of Latin, boring everyone with Latin, I'm afraid. But you need to have a look on somewhere like Bartram Trees. So they are a wonderful retail nursery, and just start shopping. You know, have a look around. But those are the things that I would be looking for. So maybe a liquid amber if I had the space for it, and you might well. But there is a miniature one that I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. It could be Worplesdon. There's certainly a smaller one. So different varieties of liquid amber will grow to different heights. So
Right.
just check it out. I wished I could remember off the top of my head. What will happen is I'll go off of this call, come to me about 3 o'clock when I'm lying on the sofa when I've had too much rosé all day. You're growing lots of my favourite plants, so we will like the same things, I'm sure. Good.
Amazing.
Oh, I've lost you. Hi, Lisa. Sorry, I'm banging on over here.
We could all listen to you and talk to you and chat with you and pick your giant brain all day long.
I don't know if it's... some people would disagree, Lisa, my giant brain. Way down my
You
crown.
have a giant brain, and a lot of people on here do too. So thank you for all your amazing.
Not a problem. Not a problem.
Um,
Ask me questions at My Real Garden or the Grown Up account, Anne-Marie Powell on Insta. Love it.
Thank you so much for being part of Garden Day. It wouldn't
Loved
have been
it.
without you. Cheers.
Rosé all day, darling.
Bye.
Enjoy it. Lots of love to you. Bye, bye. Bye, everybody. Thanks for having me.
Thank
Bye.
you, Anne-Marie. Fantastic. So I've got another spot prize to give away now. This prize is going to, one lucky winner is going to be getting a copy of the Wild Journal, A Year of Nurturing Yourself Through Nature, and it's by Willow Crosley. And that lucky winner is Teresa Dumacy. Teresa, hello. Hi. I can't hear you. Fingers crossed.
Hi.
Hello, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. Thank you. That's wonderful news.
Where are you?
I'm in Canterbury.
We're in Canterbury. That is fantastic. And you had another person with you who's been doing all day long.
Yes, she's my daughter, Louise.
Louise, where's she gone now? Has she got shy?
Yes, I don't think she knew this was coming.
I don't think you did either. Thank you for watching. You're having a really good time celebrating Garden Day.
Yeah, it's really lovely. Even the weather was a little bit cooler than yesterday, but still.
You know,
The mood is warm.
your flower crown is amazing. I mean, that looks so professional.
I know. I didn't make it actually. It was sent to me by my sister. So yeah, isn't it amazing?
It's amazing. It's beautiful. Very nice. And Louise, does she have a professionally made flower crown on too? Is that your
Eloise, sorry. Oh yes, she does as well. I'll show you that. I beg your pardon. Here it is.
Oh yes, gorgeous. Well, you caught my eye because you look like you're having a great time today. So thank you so much for watching. Continue celebrating Garden Day, and that book will be winging its way to you. If you don't mind just emailing info@gardendayuk.co.uk, you get your prize. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of the day. So we are going to head on over to the fabulous Jonathan Mosley now. Jonathan's passion for the world of flowers is so evident in everything he does. He's worked as a freelance florist for 25 years. He's an ambassador for British Flowers and actively promotes British flower farming. He's a national demonstrator and a national adjudicator and instructor for floral demonstrations. So we've seen how to make lavish flower crowns. We've seen how to make flower crowns with our children, but we haven't learned how to make flower crowns for the furry friends in our life. Yes, your pet pals. So fingers crossed we can cross over to Jonathan now. Jonathan, are you there?
Hi Lisa, how are you?
Hello darling, I'm really good. How are you? Oh my
Fantastic,
gosh,
thank you.
I just got the
Yeah,
blood.
having a great day.
Look at that floral, fantastic Phantasmagosia. Gorgeous.
Wow. Thank you, and so is yours. You look amazing.
Thank you. It's the best day, isn't it? I'm having such a fun day. The first ever worldwide virtual garden party, and to celebrate Garden Day, which is fantastic. So you look great. The flowers next to you are stunning, and we're making flower crowns for the furry friends in our lives, right?
We are, yeah.
Because we don't want to leave them out. We don't want to leave them out.
Yeah, I'd be out there enjoying the garden, but the weather is just absolutely dire at the moment. It's really not too good. And it's blowing up a hoolie here in Derbyshire. So thankfully, I gathered flowers yesterday in gorgeous sunshine. It was so beautiful here. So I'm in my garden room today when I can look out on the garden and do what Garden Day is about, which is take time out to reflect, to enjoy, and to recharge our batteries, because as gardeners, we're always so busy, aren't we?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, that's the essence of Garden Day. You know, it's about celebrating your green spaces if you're lucky enough to have them. You know, really realizing how that affects our mood and our well-being, and how it can just really have a shift in our sort of mental state. And then if you haven't got a green space like you've done here, you've brought everything in. It's about having beautiful things around you, creating that lovely green, bright, florally space within your home, whether it's a flat, an apartment, a balcony, wherever you live. You can bring that nature and that plant life in around you and celebrate Garden Day.
So true, Lisa. And for years, throughout all my career, I've been saying to everybody, flowers and gardening, it's accessible to everybody wherever you are. Be it on a balcony, doing a window box, be it growing house plants indoors, maybe growing some cut flowers. You could put a grow bag in your balcony, and just get out there and just surround yourself by this intrinsic beauty. But my two passions, flowers obviously, you've guessed that, but my other passion in life are my pets. And I'm a real dog lover, a dog person, and I love being in the garden, ably assisted by my dog. So I think today, you know, we need to make a flower collar, because I wouldn't get my puppy, who's 8 months old, sadly, to wear a flower crown. That would be an enormous challenge that I would miserably fail on. But I thought we might be lucky enough to get her to wear a collar. So I'm going to show you a really easy technique. And I use this same technique for crafting my flower crown earlier today. And it's so easy just to get a thick piece of wool or rope or string, or even a length of washing line. You could just get some fabric and bind it onto fabric. I've even made flower crowns on a bin bag before. So just a roll of bin bags, and you can bind straight onto there. So if we're making a flower crown, Lisa, always better to leave a length of the material and actually tie it on, so you can sort of twist that around the back. So I'm going to start down probably about sort of 10 centimetres or so there. And I'm just taking some wire. And I know lots of our fantastic Flower Day friends might have not got a reel of wire to hand, but if you haven't got wire, then we can use alternatives. We can use cotton, we can use string, you can use twine from the garden, anything to attach it to. And all I'm going to do there is just bind that wire just straight onto the rope. And once we've got that attached there, we can start adding some plant material onto here. So I've selected plant material and sort of thought a little bit about what I've got in the garden that would be robust enough for a puppy to wear, because as I'm sure you can imagine, there's lots of scratching, there's lots of shaking, there's lots of jumping up. And my puppy at the moment, she's just discovered the delight of rolling on her back, all fours in the air, and having a belly rub. She absolutely loves it. So I'm sure a flower crown will be decapitated in a moment.
I'm not sure the collar's going to last that long either, with your little frisky 8-month-old puppy. What kind of dog is she?
Oh, she's a delight, Lisa. She's a rescue dog, because I'm a great believer in adopt, don't shop. And all my life I've had rescue dogs. And I must just mention, she's from Jerry Green Dog Rescue. And she's a German Shepherd cross Bull Mastiff.
Oh, wow, gorgeous.
Yeah, so quite an interesting cross. And they said to me, oh, are you used to big dogs? Are you used to large dogs? Well, my last dog was a German Shepherd. The one before that was a German Shepherd cross. I said, yeah, absolutely fine. But she's actually turning out to be quite a petite little lady. So I'm not quite sure that they got the parentage 100% right.
You're like, not sure about that.
A bit of a mystery in there. We're not quite sure what she is, but we don't care because we adore her.
How many dogs have you got?
Just the one at the moment.
Oh, right.
Yeah. I was dogless for 8 months, which is the only time in my life I've never had a dog. But I was so devastated at losing my last pet that I couldn't bear to go through it again. So I sort of paused before getting another one. And then at Christmas, when my father was here with his 3 dogs, I thought, I can't live without a dog in my life any longer. I need a dog fix. So I wanted to look at the rescue centres to see what was out there. And yeah, we've started again. So she's the first, and I'm sure there'll be more following.
I think so too.
Well,
So
I must just
cover this completely in flowers, or are you just going to keep a little flourish here on one side? What do you?
I'm thinking sort of more full collar maybe to go all around there to ensconce around the neck. And you know, Lisa, something that's really important if we're making a flower collar for our furry friends is to actually check that we're not putting anything in there that's poisonous, because particularly for younger animals and pets, they are inclined, of course, to have a nibble on it and have a chew on it. So do be careful now. I would urge our fantastic flower day friends to do a bit of research before making a pet flower collar, and just check that they're not putting anything in there that's really toxic.
That is a really, really good point, an important point. Is there anything that you can think of that's jumping out that you just think is definitely poisonous for dogs that we shouldn't be using?
Yeah, I think definitely if you're doing anything for dogs, avoid things like lily of the valley, which are out in the garden now. Smells amazing, and you think, oh, you know, I'd like to pick some of that, use it, but don't. It's really toxic to dogs. Lupin's another thing. We've got things like aconitum a little bit later on, the monkshood, which is toxic to dogs. Lots of trees, things like yew, things like ivy, cherry trees. Again, lots of things that you think would be okay to work with. They're not. They're really quite poisonous. So we need to take care on that. If you're doing it for cats, then obviously avoid lilies. That's a really well-known one that affects cats. And also the house plants that we've got around us. There's many of those which are poisonous to both dogs and cats. So things like Swiss cheese plants, for example, that's really toxic. The dum cane, another toxic one. The Scheffler, the umbrella plant. So there's lots out there. Really good to do a bit of research. Look on the dog rescue sites, Dogs Trust, things like that, Cat Protection League. They've got a great list of things that are toxic to our furry friends.
Okay, good advice, Jonathan. So, Jonathan, I wanted to ask you, who or what got you into gardening?
Oh, Lisa, it's a bit of a well-documented thing here now, but I was given a greenhouse for my 11th birthday.
I did read that. It's amazing.
It was life-changing. Yeah, everybody knows about Jonathan's greenhouse. It was life-changing, and that was my sort of own domain, and I ran it like a little mini market garden, and I was supplying the local village shop, and all my parents' friends and work colleagues used to order plants, and I was the king of bedding plants in those days. And my granddad used to do all the flower shows, and I used to then go along with him to the flower shows, and he was a great one. You know, those massive big chrysanthemums and dahlias and roses. He used to show all sorts of things really successfully. But when I was older, I wanted to have a go. So I started doing the shows when I was about 12, and soon was winning prizes. But I was always a bit attracted to that sort of more feminine side of the show, which is that creative part for doing an arrangement or a buttonhole or a corsage. And I wanted to do that. So I was drawn towards the flowers always. And yeah, it was him really. He was a great gardener, and he instilled in me my love of flowers.
Oh, I love that you had a market garden at 11 and people were coming to you to buy all of their plants.
I know, it's crazy really, but you know, I think it's a really good thing, that, Lisa, and a great lesson for people to learn, and for our young people who are joining us today at Garden Day, or for parents who are listening, and encourage children to garden, because it's absolutely great for them. But also, and I think the RHS do a fantastic job of this as well, get that message out there that there's a career to be had, you know, a fantastic career. And it's really well documented, and people like myself who have worked in floristry and gardening for all their professional career, you know, we are among some of the happiest people out there, because we have the most amazing job. We're working with stunning plant material day in, day out, and we feel totally blessed by that. We're at one with nature, we're touched by seasonality, so we're really, really lucky.
Yeah, no, I read that. It's like, you're right. It's like you're the happiest, that's the happiest profession out there, regardless of, you know, like there's these high, you know, flying, traveling jobs, paying lots of money. And it's like the gardeners, the florists, the people that are in nature, working with plants, working with flowers, are the calmest, the happiest. and I'm quite frankly very jealous. I think I need to change professions or just
Oh,
get out in my garden more. I don't have the skills you have.
Oh, Lisa, don't worry about it. But, you know, I think anybody can sort of get happiness and pleasure from being around flowers and plants, and by going on workshops and courses. Normally I'd be at RHS Malvern Flower Show, the final day of wonderful RHS Malvern, which I know is budging up with Garden Day today and linking across from their virtual show that's happening. And when I'm at the flower shows, and I would have been there all week, you meet such amazing people, and people come along and chat to you and tell you stories about the garden. And there's always a dialogue to be had there. Everybody's got something to say, something to share. And plants people, I always find, are really giving. The giving of cuttings, of cut flowers, and giving of gifts from the garden, but they also give of themselves, and they've always got time to give. And they always want to take a little bit of time out to ask what you've been up to, ask if you need any help. They want to volunteer, they want to get involved. And usually at the flower shows, you know, I'm doing quite big things, big installations. And I'm so blessed by the amount of amazing people who say, oh, Jonathan, can I come and help you? I'd love to get involved with that. You know, I'll give my time to you, I'll come along, just let me have a go, let me make something. And what is fantastic, I've been teaching now for about 27 years with floristry, is all the people who have gone on to have flower businesses, flower shops, to go on to demonstrate, to lecture, to pass that skill on. And it's so nice to see people's lives change through flowers. I absolutely love it.
Yeah. You know, I'm just watching you working away there, and you're not even really looking at what you're doing. You're just chatting to me. You're doing it without actually looking. How is that possible?
Possibly people are thinking, yeah, you can see you're not looking there, Jonathan. But
I think it looks great. I was just watching you thinking, chatting away, picking up, just twisting. I'd be like concentrating just a little bit more. I guess you've done it a few hundred times before.
A few hundred times. And I also think, you know, working with flowers, for some people, it's almost, I think our blood's replaced by sap running through our veins. And it's what makes us us, it's what we are. And I just think with flowers, you know, when I'm doing flowers, I just feel immersed in it. And this is second nature to me. And I just want to just sort of share how much love I get from it with other people that are out there. But you did mention one thing earlier, and something that I am really passionate about, and that is British flowers. And now is the time, you know, for people to support our British growers more than ever. Because it's not only our amazing nurseries who grow the fantastic plants that we would normally be buying from shows like RHS Malvern Spring Festival, it's also our British flower farmers. And we've got our large-scale flower farmers who have got massive crops out there that need consumers buying them. So, you know, as shops do start to open up again, and certainly from supermarkets, try and buy some seasonal British blooms. And I've got something that's back in season now. And these, Lisa, these are the British Sweet Williams, and they're absolutely beautiful. That Dianthus barbatus, it's a classic. It's been around in different derivations from Elizabethan times. And Sweet Williams, you know, they're about £1.50, £2 a bunch. They'll last you for 3 weeks. So not an expensive flower to go out and buy. We've got British stocks out there. Smell sweet, succulent, will fill a room with that gorgeous fragrance. So buy some British stocks. And then in a few weeks' time, we've got the British peony season starting. Oh, and the peonies, they're the divas of the flower world. And I know there's loads of peony fanatics out there. So yeah, so please do support our wonderful British flower growers and buy some British blooms.
I was going to ask you, do those Sweet Williams, do they smell as good as they look? Because they just look divine.
Oh, they're so rich. They've got a really musky scent about them. And as I'm working with this, Lisa, I do wish you could press a button, and I think Zoom must introduce this, so we can get smelling. Absolutely. Because I've got a selection of herbs in here as well. I've got marjoram, I've got some mint, I've got this wonderful cotton lavender here, Santolina. Smells absolutely intoxicating. I've got rosemary in here. So it's a real abundant, fragrant feast. So, you know, if you've got a dog like mine, this naughty little puppy that I've got, who likes to go out and sometimes roll in things she shouldn't, then I think a fragrance flower collar is the antidote to those offensive smells.
That's so exciting. Are we going to be able to see, what is your little dog called? What's her name?
Yeah, she's called Allegra.
Allegra, wonderful.
Allegra, yeah.
We're going to
So
be able
I'm nearly,
to have like a sort of ceremony at the end of this.
yeah, well, I'm making this one, and I thought, you know, I might sort of have to get Allegra involved in it. Now, this is like that bit where they say, you know, don't work with children and animals, isn't it? It could sort of work, or it could fail miserably. So I've made this flower collar, which is probably a bit too long for going around her neck, really, because I've worked and spoke and just got on with it, basically. But we'll see if I can get, should I go and see if I can get Allegra?
Yes, we have to see Allegra. We've heard so much about her. I want to see this beautiful dog.
Let's see if I can get her. I might just go and grab her.
We'll be patient. We'll be patient.
Back in a minute.
Yes, absolutely. Allegra's coming. Oh, Allegra, you already have a flower collar on. You lucky.
She's got her flower collar on. How can we see? Yeah, there she is.
Oh, isn't she gorgeous? Hi, Allegra. Everyone wave at Allegra.
Look, there she is. Yay.
Oh, she's gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful.
And she's a very kissy flower dog, very kissy flower dog. And I thought it was brilliant, Lisa, as well, that somebody who is a flower follower through social media, who's been watching my workshops early for Flower Day, Amanda Punter, she made 2 flower crowns for her dogs.
Yes.
For Russell and Watson, and she won one of your fantastic prizes. So,
She
Amanda, you did really well.
She took a selfie. Everybody saw it. It was fabulous of the little dog, and then she got so excited when she won the prize that the crown flew off. But it was...
fell off. I know. Well, this one's got a collar on anyway, as you can see. So I might just give her a little treat to reward her. There
Very
we are.
good, Allegra. You are such a good girl.
I know she's been very good, but not always this good, believe me. So we can make flower collars, we can make flower crowns for pets, for people. And yeah. I don't know how you feel, Lisa, but I think it would be absolutely brilliant if people started wearing flowers more during this sort of troubled time that we're going through. And although we need to social distance and social isolate, if we just put a flower on our collars, on our shirts, or wore a flower on our wrist, I think it'd make people smile a lot more as they walked around. So let's bring back wearing flowers.
It's such a good idea. And now we've all got our flower crowns. They're going to last us hopefully for, a few more days at least. If we look after them, we keep spritzing them and like try and kind of keep them as long as we can. I think it's a great idea on that hour's walk that we can go out and enjoy out on our walk, but we can also catch other people's eyes and they'll see us in our flower crowns and it will literally make people smile. Some might laugh, a lot will smile. So I think a little trip down the supermarket, flower crown on.
Absolutely. It's the must-have headwear or the floral decoration of the moment. And you know what, when I'm at a show, I always have flowers in my hat or around me somewhere, and I get some sort of whimsical looks or some whimsical smiles. But most people smile and say, oh, how lovely. You really look so happy. You look so cheerful. So that's what flowers can do. Wearing flowers can cheer us all up during these troubled times. And I think Garden Day has just been the most happy, uplifting, joyous occasion. And I've been watching some of the earlier presenters, some of my amazing colleagues who have been out there. And everybody's got that gift to give. And we all have different ways of working and different flower choices. And be it just a few things gathered from a hedgerow or just a few flowers that you cut from your favourite houseplants, just enjoy them and celebrate them. And we're so lucky to have this amazing nature around us.
I know, we really are. And how lucky are we now to have Garden Day? You know, we're going to have this forevermore. It's the first one. It's definitely not going to be the last one. We should celebrate every year all together. And fingers crossed, we can, if we are doing this again on Zoom next year, we can introduce some kind of smell-o-vision. So we can all get those delicious smells of all those flowers and those herbs that you've got right there in your amazing flower collar. It's so gorgeous. Thank you, Jonathan, for taking the time. I was going to ask you what your favourite flower was, but it's like asking somebody which one is their favourite child. It's a really tricky one, isn't it?
It's a damned hard one, really. It's like looking in a box of chocolates that you first open, you don't know where to pick. I'm completely fickle, Lisa. Ask me one day, I'll give you one answer. Ask me another day, I'll give you another. My favourite flower at the moment, so if we go to one of the moment, then it has to be this viburnum, which I absolutely love. The snowball viburnum. It's like a fun thing. It's like making pom-poms when you're a kid and putting them on a woolly hat. And I like the way it starts lime green and then it matures to cream and white. It's gorgeous. It's so heavenly. But all my flowers they're just like my family members. They're my passion.
Oh, I love that. And I just wanted to ask, so now you've made that amazing collar, and Allegra actually already has one. What else could you do with that? So if we are going to make a flower collar, and then once the dog, you know, at the end of the day, we take it apart, where can we put it? Could we could drape it on a mantelpiece? You could put that anywhere, couldn't you?
It's absolutely, Lisa, because this technique of binding and garlanding that I've used here, we can use this at any time. So if you've got a party coming up or a celebration, then you could use this to decorate and put garlands and festoon through trees or around a marquee. I'd use this same technique at Christmas time when I'm putting a garland over the mantelpiece, or I wanted to twist it and swag it up the banister or around beams. But what's good about this, most of the things that are in here will actually dry off. So all the herbs will dry, the sweet william will dry, the pink cow parsley there, that will dry. I could actually just leave that, you know, place it in the kitchen, just let it dry off. I might want it as a succulent aromatic to have in a bathroom or a downstairs toilet, and you've got all those fragrances in there. But I've got my flower crown on, Allegra's got her flower crown on. We do need to go for a dog at some point. I might even be able to twist my partner's arm to put this flower crown on him.
I love that idea. Take a picture, post it, tag us. We want to see that later. Jonathan Mosley, thank you so much. You are a dream. Thank you, darling. Have a wonderful rest of the garden day. And cheers to you. Cheers to you, guys.
Cheers to you. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye.
Oh my gosh, so inspiring. I'd love to see some photos of you with your furry friends. Have any of you got any of your pets with you? I'm having a little look now, scrolling through to see if anybody's got their pets. If you have, let's grab them up into shots. Oh, hello, Amy. I can see you've got your cat there. Hi, Amy. Super cute. There's your little kitty. And you've got your flower crown. Oh, you look amazing. I love that. Anybody else? Let's have a look. Who else has got their... Oh, I just saw my mum. Hi, Mum. Being very quiet there. I love it. Mum's watching. My dad's been watching. Oh, hello, Kim. Who's that little furry friend down there? Hi, Kim. Hello. Oh, super cute. Hi, Kim. Hello. Who do we have here? Kim, who's your furry friend?
She's my little old lady.
She is super cute. What's her name? Oh, I didn't catch that, Kim. I think she's muted you. Your dog's muted you. She is lovely. And you look great. I love the blue flower crown.
I'm Kim from South Africa in Cape Town.
Hi, Kim from South Africa in Cape Town. Lovely part of the world. Are you enjoying Garden Day?
Yes, thank you.
Good. Have you got nice weather there?
Yes, it is quite sunny, yeah.
Well, enjoy it. It's nice to talk to you.
Thank
Cheers
you.
on Garden
Bye.
Day. Bye. We have got, I've just seen another lovely little Sarah Scarth. You've got your, oh, hello. Oh my gosh, I wasn't ready for this. That is amazing. Hi. Olivia. Okay, we've got multiple people in this. Who do we have here? We've got Olivia.
Yes, hi, I'm Olivia.
Hi, Olivia.
And Mrs. Peanut, and this is my mom, Tina.
Hello. Where are you? Where are you in the world?
We're also in Cape Town, South Africa.
Oh my gosh, we've got so many people from Cape Town watching. This is great. Have you been over to the UK? Have you stayed at the Newt yet?
Not yet. When we win the lotto, we'll be over.
Yes, exactly. Once we're out of lockdown and we've all won the lottery, we can start traveling again. And your little doggy looks so cute. Quite placid with the little flower on. Doesn't seem that bothered at all.
No. Little old man.
Really not. Super cute. Enjoy Garden Day, ladies. It's lovely to chat with you. There's still so much more to come. Hello, Sarah.
Hi.
Hi. How are you doing?
Very well, thanks. Also from a very sunny, gorgeous Cape Town. So we don't have any leaves on our bushes because we're going into autumn, but at least we've got gorgeous sunshine.
You've got your sunglasses on, the sun is out, and who's your little furry friend?
And this is little Lulu, who's been watching very attentively, and I think she would also like a flower collar.
Well,
see if her mum can try and get something together.
I can see some leaves behind you. I can see
yes,
some,
a few. Garden's not too.
Oops. Oh, we seem to have lost her. Oh, well, I would love to give a prize away because I've got some more vouchers to give away, and it's just before we're going to start challenging ourselves with an amazing quiz. Who is ready for that? Is everybody ready for a quiz? Test your brains? I'm going to put the screen up so I can see you all. I want you to wave at me if you're ready to start testing yourself. We're going to gnome your garden with Mr. Plant Geek. Are you ready for that? Yes, you are. Okay, let's go to Michael really soon, but I do want to just have a look for somebody to, oh, hello. Lindsay's doing the dance, the waving dance. That is very nice. I like that. Hi, Janice. Hi, Lydia. Hello. Oh, there's another Lydia. Hello, Lydia. Lydia and Lydia. There's two of them. Hello. That's lovely flower crown you've got on there. Amy, I've seen you with your cat. Jenny, hello, Jenny. Hannah, hello again with your beautiful wildflowers. There's so many of you. Liz Key, hello. Hello, sweetie. Isabel Barra, you look so sophisticated. I love that you've got your flower there. It looks so chic. I love it. Teresa, hello again. Wendy Davis, Robin, Drew. Now remember, if you're not on Zoom, you can't win a prize and we can't see you, and that defeats the object of Garden Day because we want to celebrate with you all today. We want to see your green spaces, the house plants that you've got around you, the way that you incorporate plants into your world. Judy, hello Judy, you look lovely. Hi Judy. Yes, you. I think some people are like, are you talking to me? Hi Judy, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Are you in South Africa?
Yes, I'm also from Cape Town, South Africa.
Fabulous. It's nice to meet you.
Thank you, and it's lovely to listen to you all.
Are you having a wonderful day?
Super, thank you. Oh, yes, we are.
Are you having tea and cake, or are you celebrating with some rosé, a little champagne?
Yes, a little rosé, lots of chocolates, and lots of phone calls from family.
I love that. Well, thank you for wearing your headdress and for joining us today. It's really nice to chat with you. Have a nice day. Have a nice afternoon. So, Elizabeth, let's have a look. Elizabeth, oh, hello. Hi. Liz.
Lisa.
Hi, sweetie, you look amazing. Oh my God, this is such a pretty setup. Your flower crown is beautiful. Your dog is gorgeous.
Wait for this. I don't know if it'll work.
Where are you in the world? Where are you?
We're in Northern Ireland. Oh, doesn't work.
Oh, so close. That was so close.
It was made for him originally. There we go. Nope.
No.
No. But it's made from a dog collar.
That is genius. So it can be a flower crown and a collar. It can do multiple things, depending if your dog's in the mood.
He had it on this morning, so he did like it for a few minutes.
Oh my God, amazing. So I would like to award you with my next gift voucher. It's the National Garden gift voucher. It's worth £250. You can redeem it at your favourite garden centres. So enjoy. Happy shopping. As and when we can go out and spend it. Congratulations.
Say thank you, Monty. Thank you.
Welcome, Monty. Will you please put Monty in the flower crown and put it, or the collar, and put it onto our Facebook page and also onto the Instagram page at Garden Day UK with the hashtag Garden Day UK. Thank you. Okay, coming up soon, we're going to be speaking to Michael, aka Mr. Plant Geek. He's got a quiz for us all, so I recommend everybody grabs their pen and papers. It's going to be a garden-based Gnome Your Garden quiz. So I know all of you guys out there are going to absolutely smash it. I can't wait to actually speak to Michael because I just love his Instagram page. We've both been on this morning, but never at the same time. So it's going to be really lovely to see him. So that's coming up really, really soon. So get your pens and papers out the ready and get ready to test your brains with some of your garden-based trivia. See you very soon. Hello and welcome to Garden Day, everybody. It's the world's first ever virtual garden party. We are joined now by, because we're going to be testing our brains, yes we are, on all our garden knowledge. We've been joined by Michael Perry, aka Mr. Plant Geek. Hello, Michael.
Hey, good afternoon. Nice to meet you. Hi, everyone.
Nice to meet you too. Choose plants. I love your t-shirt. I love your crown. It's brilliant. Sorry to keep you waiting there. You were sitting there waiting.
Oh, no worries. No problem.
I think I was on mute. But I was just saying that you've had more than 18 years experience in the horticultural industry. You're partial to a selfie or two.
You have to be.
partial to a selfie or two with your plants on your Instagram page. If you haven't seen Mr. Plant Geek, you have to check him out on Instagram. Although I don't know why I'm saying that because everybody's seen you. You're famous. But you are also a self-confessed, slightly lazy, would you say?
Yeah, I really like shortcut gardening. Any of the kind of introductions that I've done on ITV this morning have been about products that you can use from your store cupboard at home to feed your orchids, to feed your borders, you know, banana skins on roses. I am lazy, really a lazy gardener. So that's why I'm always looking for plants that grow easier, quicker, you know, plants that really solve a lot of gardening solutions as well. And I love to share that with all my followers.
And
so,
we've been on this morning, but never at the same time. So it's really lovely.
Yeah, no.
Properly. And it is amazing because everybody's looking at shortcuts, hacks, you know, how we can, everybody has a lot of time. Granted, at the moment, we've had a little bit more time on our hands to spend with our green friends and in our gardens, if we have one. But it is great to get those little tips and tricks and those hacks. So go to Mr. Plant Geek's Instagram for all of that information. But today we're going to be doing something a bit different, aren't we? We're going to have a test with you. Is it Gnome Your Garden?
Yeah, we are. So this is a special edition of Gnome Your Garden quiz, and it's actually all about roots, shoots, and leaves. And the way that you guys will need to enter is by using the comments box. And we've got some little computer gnomes in the background that will be looking out to see who's answering first. So you get a point when you answer first, and the person with the most points at the end will actually win a book. And that book is The Wild Garden. That is then available to the winner. So hopefully you'll all be able to take part. There's a total of 12 questions across the 3 different categories of roots, shoots, and leaves.
I'm so pleased you explained the actual mechanic of it, because I thought it was a pen and paper situation. So thank you.
No, you've got to be ready to type in the answer. Type everything correctly, though. There's no autocorrect excuses here, so everything needs to be typed correctly. And the first correct answer will get that point. And as I said, the winner at the end is the person with the most points. And our little computer gnomes are going to be working that out in the background. And then we will tell you the winner right at the end.
That's amazing. So I'm just going to let you get on with it then. Good luck, everybody. Remember, you will win a wild journal. So I'm going to mute myself and I'm going to see how many I get right.
Yeah, you need to play as well.
Okay. Fingers crossed. Good luck. I'm competitive.
Okay, so we're going to kick off the quiz in a minute, but I just need a minute to tell you about what's coming up on my Instagram later, which is a houseplant party at 6 p.m. And to get you guys ready for that, we're going to do a quick poll before we move on. So in a moment, you're going to see on the screen a bit of a poll, and you will actually be able to touch the screen in order to vote. And we're going to ask you how many houseplants you've got in your home, because when you join me for that houseplant party today, we might bring you on the screen so we can share your houseplants with us, and there'll also be a few prizes as well. So that poll has just come up on the screen, so tick which one relates to you. So have you just got one houseplant, one lonely houseplant in the corner that needs a few friends, or do you have more than 10? Or are you an addict like me and many of my friends and you have more than 50? So we're going to reveal the results of that poll right at the end. We want to see how many houseplant addicts we have here, and hopefully you'll then join me at the end of the day, 6 p.m. for that houseplant party on my Instagram, which is Mr_PlantGeek. So make sure that you take part in the poll. It will flash up again towards the end, and then we will reveal the winner. So we're about to start the quiz. So just to remind you how the quiz works. So you're going to need to answer on the screen. So make sure that you're using the chat box at the bottom, which is easy to see where you're watching it on a laptop or a computer. But you need to do a little bit of a right click on a phone to make sure that you get to the chat box. And that's where you're going to be replying with your answers. So make sure they're spelt correctly. So make sure your autocorrect isn't doing anything weird to your answers. And be quick. You need to be very quick with your replies, because the first person to answer correctly will be the winner, and you'll get a point. And the person with the most points at the end gets the Willow Crossley book called The Wild Journal, and that will be sent to you at the end. So we're going to move that poll off the screen now. So make sure that you've taken part in that, and then we're going to move on. So are you guys ready to begin the quiz? So the first section is roots, because this is roots, shoots, and leaves. So be quick with your fingers, get ready to type in those answers. The first question is actually a visual round. So you're going to see a picture that flashes up on the screen in a moment. And I want you to tell me very quickly what bulb this is. What is this bulb? That is question one. What is this bulb? Oh my God, you're so quick. I didn't know people would be this quick. Oh, so many correct answers. There was one bad answer there, though. So it is indeed a tulip. It's not a brown onion. It's not a bluebell. It's not a daffodil. That is a tulip. So we have somebody that has gained that point there. So that was very quick fire. Well done. So you all know how it works. So we're all warmed up. We're going to move on to question two. This is a live sample, which is here in my apartment, one of my 50 or so houseplants. Now, this is a plant called an anthurium, and this is growing in water. Is that growing in a hydroponic way or an aquaponic way? What is the correct answer there? Oh, lots of answers coming in already. God, you guys are good at this. Wow, yes. Ooh, quite a few correct answers there. Yeah, this is grown hydroponically. The difference between hydroponic and aquaponic is that in aquaponic, there's actually fish that are in the water. But that is not the case with the hydroponic. So that was question two. Question three, you need to just listen. So I'm going to give you three options, and you need to tell me which of these can you not make coffee from? Peony root, chicory root, or dandelion root? Oh, lots of answers. Mostly correct answers as well. So which one can you not make coffee from? So, yep, you're right. The correct answer was peony. So you cannot make coffee from a peony root. But you can make coffee from chicory root, and that was a very traditional way to make coffee many years ago when coffee was scarce. You can also make coffee from dandelion root. And when I was a kind of weird teenager messing around with plants all the time, I actually made dandelion coffee once by grinding down the roots. So that was a lot of fun. I was making all sorts of weird concoctions when I was a kid. So that was question 3. Our computer gnomes are logging who is getting the first reply on all of those. So question 4, this is a picture round. So you're going to see a picture. What is this? A parsnip, a carrot, or a salsify? Parsnip, carrot, or salsify? Or lots of answers. Oh, very varied answers though. And the first answer wasn't actually a correct one. So our computer gnomes are going to have to look at that second correct answer. So yeah, that was a white carrot. Yes, it was. Okay, so question 5. There's no prop or sample or picture here, so you've got to listen carefully to the question. Does a gladioli grow from a bulb or a corm? Yes. Oh, you guys are so quick. Yep, so it's a corm with an M on the end. So that is correct. A gladioli grows from a corm. So that's the end of our first round, which was roots. But next we're going to move on to shoots. So this is all about how plants grow, the shoots, a few of the flowers as well. First one is a sample round. So I'm going to show you 3 flowers here. Okay. Oops, we've got a picture on the screen, but that is not the question that we're expecting now. Can we move that picture off the screen, boss? Boss? Okay, what's wrong with that question actually? Because that is a very interesting question that we've got coming up in this one. Well, I was going to show you about this Jerusalem artichoke, and I'm going to ask you on that question. So Jerusalem artichokes, what can they do to the body? Can they A, give you a sore throat, B, make you fart a lot, or C, make your legs ache? Ah, you all know they make you fart a lot. So there you go. Excellent answer. And I'm really sorry, boss. That was actually the last question of that first section. So you were correct to flash those up. Fartichokes. That's right, Lexi G. Fartichokes. So Jerusalem artichokes can make you fart a lot, and it's completely natural and it's harmless. So we are now officially on to round 2, which is shoots. So I'm going to show you some samples, and you need to tell me which one is the odd one out. So we've got a miniature carnation, we've got a begonia, and we've got a Sweet William. You've seen Sweet Williams in Jonathan's dog collar earlier, actually. So which is your odd one out? Ah, lots of correct answers. A couple that are not. But you're mostly getting this right. So well done, guys. Begonia is the odd one out because these are both in the same family. So miniature carnations and Sweet Williams are both from the dianthus family. So that is why our begonia is the odd one out. Perfect. So on to question 2. It's a picture round. What is this bud? What is this the bud from? Quick on your fingers. Here we go. Tulip, 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 tulip. Yes. Nobody's going to get that wrong, are you? Are you, huh? Tulip. Yeah, perfect. Well done, everybody. Okay, next question. I'm going to show you a couple of samples, and I want you to tell me where you would plant these. So you're going to plant one of these in the sun and one of these in the shade. Which goes where? It's a geranium and a fuchsia. Which goes in the sun and which goes in the shade? Okay, so lots of answers. We need our computer gnomes to process that information. Cool, because you need to tell me both answers. So geranium, sun, fuchsia, shade. That is absolutely correct. Lots of correct answers there. So geraniums, they love the sunny position. They're very Mediterranean. So even if you forget to water them, they'll be fine. Fuchsias, perfect for a little shady spot as well. Part shade though, not deep shade. Okay, so question number 4. This is a picture round. What is this seedling? What is this seedling, guys? Yes, 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 yes. Yep, lots of correct answers. Anna, Lindsay, Joe, Kirsty, Charlie. Robin just said herb. You were nearly there. So this is basil. So this is a basil seedling. So next question is, you just need to listen for this one. So it's a yes or no. So as quickly as you can you eat the shoots of hosta? Can you eat the shoots of hosta? Yes, 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 yes. Correct. Joe, you said no. Nope, you can eat them. They're often sold in Japanese supermarkets and they're perfect for stir fry. So next up, last one in this round, we're going to show a picture on the screen. I want you to tell me what this vegetable is. What is this vegetable? It's not an alien spacecraft. It is a vegetable, which is very tasty. It's not a broccoli, guys. It's not a broccoli. Yep. Lots of correct answers coming through. Very different answers. Somebody saying cauliflower. Someone said artichoke. Yeah, it's a Romanesco broccoli. So it's technically Romanesco is the correct name for it. Okay, excellent. Well done. So this is our final round. So I hope you're enjoying it so far and you're quick on your fingers to give us those answers. Remember, our computer gnomes are working out who is the first with all of this, and they should deliver that information to us right at the end. So another picture is going to flash up on the screen to tell us what that leaf is from. What plant is this leaf from? Type it in at the bottom. What is this leaf coming from? Not hosta, no, but good guess. Not aloe, you must be from South Africa. Wow, quite a varied selection of guesses. Alliums, yeah, but the first correct answer should have been a tulip. This is the foliage from a tulip. So, right, I'm going to show you 3 samples from my kitchen cupboard next. Vinegar, olive oil, and tea bags. Which of these could you feed your plants with? Which of these could you feed your plants with? It is not wine, it's vinegar. Yes, tea bags, correct. Tea bags have nitrogen in them, so you can feed them to your orchids, to your outdoor plants. They will give you glossy plants that will flower much more successfully. So our next question is one where you're going to see the picture, but you also need to listen to the question. This is Victoria amazonica, which is the largest water lily in the world. Where is that native to? South America, Africa, or Antarctica? Yeah, I saw correct answer came out straight away. It went so quickly, I didn't know who it was from, so the computer gnomes are watching. It is Africa. This is Victoria amazonica, largest water lily in the world from Africa. It actually has like kind of like little bubbles underneath that keep it afloat as well, and it means that it can actually hold a lot of weight on the top, sometimes the weight of a baby. So very, very strong plant, 2 meters across as well. Right, next one is a visual round. So can you identify this herb? Can you identify this herb? First one to go correctly gets that point. It is not mint, guys. It's not mint. Yes, a few correct answers here. You're right, it's lemon balm. And I'm growing lemon balm on the windowsill and making a tea with it because it's very relaxing, kind of similar to chamomile. Okay, so you've just got 2 more questions to go, and then we will calculate the winner and let you know, but we'll also look at those poll results too. So question 5 of the leaves round. Name 1 plant with silver foliage. Name 1 plant with silver foliage. Oh, nice guesses. Cineraria, Stachys. Oh, lavender, salvia. Lots of nice silver leaf plants there. So that's all gone into our computer gnome home. Final question of this round and the whole quiz. So make sure you're going to be quick. What common plant is this related to? So you're going to see a picture on the screen. What common bedding plant is this related to? It's a very exotic form of that bedding plant. Not a pea, no. Yes, Barbara got it right first. It's a begonia. This is Begonia luxurians, which is one of the most amazing tropical begonias. So that is really gorgeous. So our computer gnomes are going to work away to find out who the winner is and then deliver me that information in a second. But I'm going to chat to you a little bit more, and we're also going to look at the results of that poll. Because remember, I've got my houseplant party that is coming up today at 6 p.m. on Instagram. So find me on Instagram under Mr_PlantGeek, and I will be there on Instagram having a houseplant party. We've got some prizes, so we've got some houseplants to give away. We're also going to do a bit of a Q&A. I'll give you a tour of my houseplants. We'll also have a little look at your houseplants, so you can easily come on the split screen and show me what houseplants you've got. And I'll be wearing not a flower crown, but a houseplant headband. So how many houseplants do you have? Just the one, said 25% of you. More than 50 was just 7%, but the most of you have just more than 10, so 68%. So whilst that is not keeping an addict like me happy, it does seem manageable, which is a good thing, actually. So around 10 houseplants really is the optimum amount. So we're just waiting for those results to come in from our computer gnomes. But if you guys have got any chat, or if you want to come back in, Lisa, ask me a few questions, perhaps give me a tour of your houseplants, then you're really, really welcome. So thank you for joining us this afternoon. And how did you find the quiz?
Hello. Oh my God, I need to step up a little bit more. I wasn't very good at that quiz.
Oh,
I certainly wasn't very quick. It wasn't about like I got there in the end, but you guys were so fast.
People were so quick. I was amazed.
They were on it, really on it. But if you've ever seen that app, Candide, it's amazing. I need to swat up on that a little bit more and learn a little bit more about, you know, what's around me. It's so good. I literally just take a picture and it's like recognizes the plant, and it's just plant recognition.
Yeah. I noticed you've got a very nice blue flower in your garden, the Ceanothus. You've got a really big shrub of it.
I'd love to. Yeah, I've got 4 different Ceanothus. I've got a variegated one, which is slightly lighter, so the leaves obviously, and then the actual colour, blue is lighter. I've got lilacs. I've got a white lilac, a purple lilac, wisteria, lavender. Love our garden so much. Really, really have. But also love houseplants, the same as you. So
yeah, I see. You've got a very nice.
Yeah, no, thank you. These are gorgeous.
Yeah, hanging plants there.
Yeah, we've got some hanging ones there. That little one's hanging. How old were you when you first had your first ever houseplant?
Oh my God, maybe 8 years old. I used to really collect kind of cacti and succulents, and I really got the bug off my grandma, and it's really nice recently. I don't know if you can see my window here, but I've started to fill my windowsill with a lot of plants that my grandma used to grow, and in particular, this Tradescantia. Oh my God, such memories of that as a child, and also the Hoya carnosa. Oh, it's amazing. But you'll see, it's a bit of a crazy windowsill because I'm actually using a few bedding plants here as well. And look at this. This should be an outdoor plant, but I'm experimenting with on the windowsill, and it's working okay.
Oh, that looks really
because,
nice.
You know, I like to be a bit of a rule breaker and just kind of, you know, look for new trends all over the place. So, yeah, it's working well.
I know what you mean though about visiting those sort of nostalgic plants. So my nana had a Christmas cactus, you know, the ones that got beautiful flowers on them. So I've still got the actual plant that my nana used to have. So every year I'm trying to like keep it alive, try to get it flowering when I can. But it is lovely to have those sort of nostalgic memories. But I guess that house plant that you had when you were 8 years old, that didn't survive, did it?
No. Actually, I have a memory of being at school and growing one of those from a cutting. And I took it home, and I remember trying to plant it into the garden. I don't know why, because it's a house plant. And I turned around to dig the hole, and I stood on the plant, and I remember crying for like an hour. It was horrible. It's my earliest sad memory to do with plants. It really is. Just before we announce the winner, have you noticed I've changed my flower crown to a houseplant headband?
I like a houseplant headband. I like the way you changed it up.
And that's part of the Instagram live today. So I've been building houseplant headbands because obviously my hair's a bit too long now, so I need to control it.
Control that hair, get it like a houseplant headband. It's amazing. There's a great picture of you in a flower crown though on your Instagram.
Oh yeah.
Mr_PlantGeek. It's amazing. It's big. It's Larry.
I know. And there's a video as well. incredible.
Yeah, it's brilliant. So apparently you have the answer of the winner in your
I
mail.
do. I
So
do.
I just wanted to let you know the suspense is almost over. I know people are like, put us out of our misery, Michael.
Oh, so remember that prize, which is The Wild Journal by Willow Crossley, has been won by Jake Nicholson Laley. So Jake Nicholson Laley was quickest on the buzzer, the most often, so he is our winner, and he'll be receiving that book in due course. So well done, Jake. Really good going there.
Hi, Jake.
Hello.
Jake. Well done, man.
I didn't think I stood a chance. That was so fast paced.
It was frantic, wasn't it? Yeah.
Crazy.
It was intense.
I've done a few of your quizzes on Instagram, Michael.
Oh, yeah, we've been doing a quiz every day.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Cool. Thank you. Thank you for taking part.
Yeah, it's great. Thanks.
Congratulations.
Sure, no worries. Join us at 6 p.m. for the houseplant party.
Nice one. That was amazing.
Yeah. Awesome.
Absolutely amazing. Well done, Jake. Loved it. So you're going at 6 o'clock, houseplant party on your Instagram live. Is it a live then, yeah, Michael?
Yeah, houseplant party live. We'll go for as long as we're able to. We'll have the rosé open as well. We'll invite people in. We'll give a tour of the plants, and we've got a few prizes to give away as well. So yeah, join us, please.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. That was amazing. It's nice to chat with you finally. And
thank you.
I'll join later. I'll have a little look. I'll dip in and see what you're doing. Thank you, Michael, so much. Well done, everybody. That was incredible. We have got some more vouchers to give away, and I just want to give them away because it's £250 each voucher for National Garden gift vouchers, so you can redeem them at any of your garden centres. So I'm going to have a little look around. I'm going to have a little scroll, and I want to see who is there. Hi! Hello! Vivian. Hi, darling. You look cute. Hello!
This is Meadow and Sunny.
Oh, where are we? Who's speaking? Let's have a look. I need to go back there. Oh, hi! Oh, hang on a minute. We're going to our ambassadors already.
Oh, sorry.
Hello, kitten.
Hello, Lisa. How are you?
I'm really good. I was about to try and give away some amazing vouchers. No, it's not your fault. Oh, I've got 2 vouchers, both worth £250, and so that's a lot of money, and they're National Gift Garden vouchers. So I'm gonna go to you really soon and meet your gorgeous little girl. I can't wait. Who's got her own version of a flower crown in. But we're going to come to you really soon, kitten. Hold tight there, and I'm just going to keep scrolling over, and I'm going to find some winners now to speak to. Oh, here, Vivian House. Hello, Vivian. Let's see if we can get you on.
Ah, there we go.
Hi, Vivian.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
Where are you in the country, Vivian? Oh, we've lost you. This is the joy of technology and being on Zoom, broadcasting our first ever virtual garden party live. So we did have Vivian there. So Vivian, I want to tell you to email info@gardenDayUK.co.uk, and you have won a voucher worth £250. So congratulations. I'm going to pick one more winner. So let's see people waving. I want to see some happiness at the camera. I want to see people in their flower crowns. I want to see people celebrating Garden Day. Oh my God, you all look amazing. This is so brilliant. I love it. You have not disappointed. For those of you who've got your camera switched off, turn them on. This is your chance to win a voucher worth £250. I have to tell you that this is only actually available for UK residents, sadly, because it is Garden Day UK, but we have embraced all of you watching around the world. So let's go right now to let's see, let's go to Lorraine's phone. There's Lorraine, and there's a few of you. I can see the thumbs up. There's a flower crown or two, and there's a few little girls. Here we go. Hello, Lorraine's phone.
This is Rachel, and this is Emily.
Hi, Rachel and Emily. How are you enjoying Garden Day?
Are you enjoying it? And Emily made these flowers out of paper.
They look beautiful, Emily. Congratulations. So do you love being in the garden? Do you love being around plants and nature and flowers?
Yeah.
Isn't it special?
Yes.
And I think you've
And
got
then-
great talent, Emily, at making flower crowns.
They're beautiful.
Professionally.
We were out getting lots of hydrangeas today, weren't we?
Gorgeous. Well, do you know what? You girls and Mummy have won a gift voucher worth £250. That's a National Garden gift voucher.
Yes.
Spend that as and when we can get out of lockdown and
Thank
enjoy
you.
and create even more of a beautiful space.
What do you say?
Thank
you.
Thank you, girls. Thank you for watching. It's not over yet because we've got our flower ambassadors coming up very soon. Four beautiful women all in their flower crowns, so don't go anywhere. That's coming up very soon. These flower ambassadors have been spreading the seed of Garden Day far and wide for the last few months. We've had a little sneak peek at Kitten already, the gorgeous Kitten, but we've got 4 flower ambassadors of 2020. We've got Kitten Grayson, we've got Janelle Leon, we've got Camilla Klitsch and Marianne Moggendorf. And as I said, they've spent the last few months really promoting and talking about Garden Day. So first up, let's speak to Kitten.
Hello.
Hello, Kitten.
Hi.
What a fantastic name.
Oh, thank you.
Can I just give everybody a little bit of a lowdown on you? So you're a London-based florist. You create unique floral installations for luxury events and weddings. Last year, you designed the iconic London gate entrance to the Chelsea Flower Show. That must have been incredible. Well done on that. That's just a fabulous accolade. And who do you have here with you? You've got your husband and your little girl.
I've got Sunny and I've got Meadow.
Hello, Sunny and Meadow and Kitten. It's like a magical, magical household.
Like a comedy stretch. Yeah.
I love it. Absolutely love it. So how old's Meadow?
Meadow is 1 and 3 months.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, hi Meadow.
She's a handful, but she's pretty amazing.
Hi Meadow. I like your flower.
Oh yeah,
hi. Hi.
Yeah, so I'm trying to get her into the flower wearing mode because we love flowers in this house. So yes.
And your flower is beautiful. And have you been having a great day? How have you been celebrating? Are you on the bubbles? Are you having lots of cake?
We're on the rosé.
Oh my gosh, Abby, rosé all day. Love it.
Absolutely. And we've just been getting creative with flowers. I've been me and Meadow have been kind of playing around. We've been making like little flower circles, and we were outside a bit earlier, but it's gone a little bit grey. But we've just been building up to Garden Day. I've been planting loads of seeds in the last couple of weeks. Yeah, and just getting Meadow involved as much as you can.
Oh, that's fantastic. And do you have an outside space? Oh, hello! We've lost you, Kitten. We've lost you.
No,
moving on. We've got the gorgeous Janelle here. Hi, Janelle. Hi. It's lovely to meet you. So I'm just going to tell everybody, you've had a really varied career, haven't you? You've photography, you've done forensic science, and now you have got one of the coolest shops in London. I love it. I passed it on the way out of London to Essex. Yeah. It's Prick, it's the succulent shop and cactus. It's amazing. It always grabs my attention when we drive past it. But you're an author as well, and you're really encouraging people, even in apartments in London or small spaces, to have green, have plants, have succulents, have cactus. It's the power of plants. And you've got little rock.
Malachi as well.
Have you?
And we have 10 with the flower crown on.
Super cute. Hi. Hi, Marley. Hi. Oh, all of our ambassadors there. So how have you been celebrating today, Janelle?
So we've been at home. I've got a glass of wine, which is always a great thing. We've been playing with the flower crowns. We like to go outside and collect a lot of leaves and then stick them down and make little pictures with them. So it's been a nice relaxing day. And like Kitten, in the lead up, I've been repotting plants and just making them look really great, so that today you can kind of just enjoy all of their beauty.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I mean, oh God, it looks lovely where you are, all of that behind you. It's beautiful.
Oh, yeah, this is my botanical theme. Well, the whole house has plants in it, but this is my mainly botanical themed room. So all of my prints or any artwork that's kind of floral or plant based, I've just put it all in here. So yeah, it's a nice little retreat from football and FIFA and all the other things my husband's into.
But you like all plants, you're not, because I know that you love, obviously you're a member of the Cacti and Succulent Society, and Prick is also, I mean, there's a lot of cacti in there and succulents, but you embrace all plants.
Yeah, so I'd say that before I was mainly cacti and succulents because I used to travel quite a bit and it was just so much easier. But now I'm home like most of the time because I look after Malachi and I work from home now. It's just like I've got the time to be able to cultivate all different houseplants that need watering every week. And also I just think it's really nice to have that mixture of foliage, so it's not all spines, especially with Malachi, you know, you can't have spines everywhere. So
yeah. Oh my God, it's so lovely to meet you. Thank you for celebrating Garden Day. And finally, our last two lovely ladies, our last two Flower Crown ambassadors, they are from Wolves Lane Flower Company, Camilla and Marianne. Hello, ladies.
Hi.
Hi. So you're urban flower farmers, you're growing British cut flowers for weddings, events and parties. You featured in Vogue and The Telegraph. You're usually together, but today you are joined virtually.
Yes.
It's lovely to see you. Welcome, ladies.
Hi, lovely to be here. We're both braving it in the garden. We're promised that there's not going to be any rain, so yes, just enjoying some outside time.
Outside time. And Marianne, we know each other. We've met each other before. How's your husband?
He's fine. He's actually just here out of shot.
And I've got a flower crown.
He's not actually, I'm sorry. I've got my little boy here as well. He's eating the cake that I was meant to be eating. But we're I think I might get a look in on the cake.
Save mummy some cake. And Camilla, you're in your garden as well.
I am in my garden. I tried to get the dog to wear a flower crown, but he destroyed it. So that didn't go too well. I am also eating some cake, which is quite fun. Yeah, just enjoying being outside, really.
Even with the coat on, you know.
We're like horrible gardeners. We love being outside.
Exactly. And it doesn't need to be sunny in order to enjoy your garden or your green spaces, you know.
No fair weather gardening here.
I mean, it was a bonus this morning because it wasn't supposed to be as lovely as it's been today. So we have been very blessed with the weather, haven't we? It's just slightly clouded over now. But I love all of our Flower Crown ambassadors. You are fantastic. I'm going to tag everybody on Instagram so everybody that's watching can follow everybody. And I just wanted to say also, if you have missed any of the demonstrations that have been happening, it's all going to go up onto the YouTube channel. So if you've missed Simon Lycett, who was creating lavish flower crowns, or Stephanie, who created the garden salad, you know, any of those demonstrations, and indeed Sophie Gull, she did the reading earlier, which unfortunately the time went down with the line, but she's recorded it for us and it's gone up on there. And so you can watch all of that on the Garden Day UK's YouTube channel. But ladies, what else have you got planned for the rest of the day then? Talk me through it, Camilla.
Well, my husband is really into gardening at the moment, so I brought home some straggling plants from Wolves Lane that Marianne and I had abandoned, so we're going to do some planting. And then we're just going to relax, really. I think I'm going to eat the whole cake. I'm 5 months pregnant, so I'm going to eat all the cake.
Oh, congratulations. Oh, God, yeah, absolutely. Eat that cake. Enjoy. No rosé for you, though.
No rosé.
Kitten, what are you doing for the rest of the day?
I think I'm going to attempt to make a flower crown for Meadow and just kind of just potter around the garden maybe, and yeah, just have a kind of nice peaceful day in nature. We might go for a walk. That would be nice. Yeah.
It's lovely to talk with you. Thank you for joining us.
No, thank you for joining us.
And Marianne, what else have you got planned? Have you managed to get any of that cake yet?
No, the cake is absolutely off limits for me. It's been completely demolished by my 2-year-old Gem. But yeah, I mean, I don't get a huge amount of time to spend in my own garden. We're always at Wolves Lane, and there's always 1,000,001 things to do. So you might be able to see I've got this amazing wisteria that's in flower in my garden at the moment. It's running all the way along the fence. So I'm just like enjoying having a chilled moment in the garden and just, you know, having some downtime amongst the flowers.
Enjoying the family. That's perfect. Yeah. And Janelle, what else are you planning to do today? Are you going out? Have you had your hour's walk yet today?
No, I haven't. So I will be definitely doing that, because we back onto a forest and a golf course, which is closed now. So it's really nice that you can just literally just walk out the house and then get straight into the forest. So have a nice forest walk. Hopefully the rain holds off with enough time to do that. If not, I'm going to be just at home, probably reading some lovely, I love vintage plant books. I've got a massive collection. I never get enough time to flick through them. So I think I definitely will try and do that today, especially of all days. It's the best one to use.
Yeah, perfect. Oh my gosh, cheers. Lovely to talk to us. Beautiful Flower Crown Ambassadors 2020. You are all gorgeous and resplendent in your flower crown. Cheers, ladies. Thank you so much.
Lovely to see you, Lisa.
Lovely to see you too. Love to David.
Yes.
George, you need to come. For the last. We're literally wrapping this up now, everybody. I mean, it's so sad that Garden Day is coming to a close here on our Zoom chat. I wanted to say thank you so much for watching, everybody. It's been an absolute joy. I've loved every minute of it, and I've also learned some things too. So Anne-Marie told me earlier that I can grow peonies in my garden, even though my fiance was saying, no, you can't. And I said, yes, you can. So Anne-Marie says that you can, so I'm going to be planting some peonies. But I've also learned that you can't make coffee out of peony root. So thank you for that, Mr. Plant Geek. I've also learned from Stephanie that I can put rosé into my salad dressings, but let's be honest, there might not be any rosé left, so I don't know, maybe not. But I just wanted to say thank you to everybody for watching today. I've absolutely loved it. As I said before, if you've missed any of the demonstrations, you can go onto the YouTube channel, Garden Day UK, and everything will be up there for you to watch. Continue to share your Garden Day UK moments with us. Tag us in at Instagram, at Twitter, at Garden Day UK, and also use the hashtag Garden Day UK, because we want to continue to celebrate this special day with you. I've been honoured to be your host today, and you know, to celebrate Garden Day and to meet you all and to have this world's first ever virtual garden party. So I mean, I'm quite cheeky because I've got some ciders left over from the Newt, and I've got my rosé because I'm going to be quite professional, but I don't know which to drink first. Okay, I've got the fiance back in shot. Okay, he's finally decided to come in with his flower crown, and we're going to wave goodbye to everybody who's been watching. There he is. Marianne, get David on too. I just wanted to say thank you for watching, everybody. Continue to share your pictures, continue to enjoy your green spaces, whether you have created something like this in your house with your garden, with your house plants, on your balcony, in your gardens if you're lucky enough to have them. But just get out there, get in nature, and just feel the benefits, reap the benefits, and continue to spread the word of Garden Day, because it's not going anywhere. Oh no, this is just the beginning. So thank you, everybody. Happy Garden Day. Lots of love to you all. Keep well, keep healthy, keep safe, and we're going to be out of lockdown soon. Actually, another place next Monday. Lots of love.